As we have said time and time again, that the Angels' magic number is now down to 1. Kansas City is playing Oakland. That game is tied as the Angels take the field. While Ken Forsch is loosening up, we'll go down the scoreboard for you one more time. Oakland at Kansas City. It is tied 2-2. That is in the top of the 5th inning. As Reggie gets a standing ovation as he goes out to the right field area. Milwaukee at Baltimore. The Orioles lead that by a score of 3-2. That's after 3 innings of play. In that game, Ben Oglivie has hit his 34th home run of the year. Boston at New York. The Red Sox lead it 3-0. That's after 6.5 innings of play. Denman going against Rigetti. In the first of 2 games, the Indians defeated the Tigers 2-0. Game 2 getting underway shortly. Record going against Reed. Toronto remains 3-0 over the Seattle Mariners in Toronto. That is after 7 innings of play. Chicago White Sox have defeated the Minnesota Twins 5-3. Kittle with a home run. Tom Bernansky hit his 20th home run of the year. In the National League, St. Louis and the Chicago Cubs are tied 3-3. That's after 4 innings of play. And several other National League games will be played under the lights. Atlanta at San Diego. Of course, the Atlanta Braves have a 1-game lead over the Dodgers and a 2-game lead over the San Francisco Giants. Cincinnati at Houston, Montreal at Pittsburgh, and New York at Philadelphia. All those games under the lights. Ken Forsch has completed his warm-up tosses. George Wright, a switch hitter, will lead things off for the Rangers. Angels won the opening game last night 4-0 behind the fine pitching of Jeff Zahn. Forsch ready, and the right-hander's first pitch is swung on and fouled toward the photographer's well at the far end of the Angels dugout. Ken Forsch would like to forget the last time he faced the Texas Rangers. Kind of a strange situation happened that time down in Texas. He threw 4 pitches, was down 4 runs. The right-hander's 0-1 delivery is bunted along the first baseline, but foul. That time, George Wright tried to drag one with him, popped it up foul down the first baseline, and right away, Forsch is ahead of the count 0-2. Wright, a switch hitter, left-handed, batting .247, right-handed .309. And on the year, .265. He's hit 11 home runs and driven in 50. The 0-2 pitch, a changeup pulled to Rod Carew in 1/2. Rodney has it, goes to the bag, and takes it himself. 1 away. George Wright grounds out to Rod Carew for the first out of the game. That brings up Wayne Tolleson. Tolleson, the shortstop, 2 for 3 in last night's game, also a switch hitter. One of the few times, maybe the first time, we've seen him bat left-handed. And the first pitch by Forsch is over for strike 1. Doug DeCinces in on the grass at third. The 0-1 pitch is blown outside for a ball, 1-1. Tolleson had 127 in the year, has driven in a couple of runs. The 1-1 pitch is on the way, and it is bounced to Bobby Grich on 2 hops. He has it. And he flips to Rod Carew for out number 2. 4-3 in the putout. That brings up Bill Sample. Check that. That's Johnny Grubb.
Number 6. Left fielder, Johnny Grubb.
Now we make a change in the lineup. Johnny Grubb, the left fielder. Left-handed batter. And the first pitch is swung on and popped up behind the Angels dugout. Johnny Grubb, a left-handed batter, will have to go back to the dugout. He broke his bat on that. Grubb batting .283. He has 3 home runs and driven in 26. Grubb back in the batter's box now. Forsch is waiting. He has his sign. And the 0-1 pitch is a curveball, slow curveball that goes high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Forsch comes back with the 1-1 pitch that is inside with a slider. Taken by Johnny Grubb, and the count is 2-1. Infield playing straight away. The 2-1 pitch is low and inside, and the count goes to 3-1 to Johnny Grubb. Johnny Grubb came up into the San Diego Padre organization. Spent some time with Cleveland. Now with the Texas Rangers. Always has been a good-looking batter. The 3-1 pitch is swung on and pulled to the right side of the diamond. Bobby Grich stays with it and throws out Johnny Grubb. And the Rangers go 1-2-3 in their half of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. And after a half inning of play, Rangers nothing and the Angels coming up.
Buying a home is often the first major investment any of us make in this world. And a good one it is, too. That's why it pays to keep investing in your home over the years by remodeling, painting, installing air conditioning, or just generally fixing up the place. Well, fortunately, there's a way to make these things happen by putting the equity in your home to work with an Avco homeowner loan. Simply phone Avco Financial Services. The people there will take care of all the paperwork and appraisals quickly and efficiently and provide the kind of service that only comes from experience. Because over the years, Avco has loaned more than $1 billion to homeowners. So if you're thinking of a homeowner loan to remodel or for any good reason, look into it at the place for homeowner loans, Avco Financial Services. In California, look for the Avco thrift sign. Loans may be secured by real and personal property.
We go to the Angels half of the first inning. Charlie Hough on the mound. Charlie with a record of 16-12 and an ERA of 3.82, making his 34th start of the year. Has completed a dozen games this year. That's tops in the staff. Has tossed a couple of shutouts this year. His last start was against the Angels. He beat the Halos 7-5. That was down in Arlington. A complete game performance. In fact, he beat Ken Forsch. Is making his third start this year against the Halos. Has a 1-1 record. Angels beat him earlier in the year here at the Big A. And then he turned around and won his last start outing at Arlington, Texas. Brian Downing will lead things off for the Angels. It will be Downing, Carew, and then Freddie Lynn. Oakland did not score in the top half of the fifth inning at Kansas City. That game remains tied at 2. Charlie Hough, the knuckleballer, on the mound. And the first pitch of the game is high for ball 1. May have started him off with a fastball. Defensively, for the Rangers, it's Stein, Tolleson, Richardt, and Putnam around the infield, with Sample, Wright, and Parrish in the outfield. The next pitch is a slider outside for ball 2. Charlie Hough starting the game off. It appeared to be a fastball, then came back with a slider. The 2-0 pitch is swung on and missed, and the count is 2-1. Brian Downing, batting .279 in the year, has hit 28 home runs and driven in 84. The 2-1 delivery is a knuckleball hit well into right center field. That may get down and go for extra bases. It's up against the wall. Downing on his way to second with a stand-up double. Brian Downing leads things off with the Angels with a stand-up double into right center field. And brings up Rod Carew, the first baseman. Rod will finish with a 300-plus batting average for the 14th time this year. He is currently batting .316. Has hit safely in 36 of the past 39 games. Matter of fact, been hitting right at the .363 mark during that period. Rodney with 2,669 career hits. He is 40th on the all-time hit list as time is called. Bill Kunkel going out. And now time is called. Charlie Hough with the clay that they have on the mound. He'll probably want a tongue depressor or something so that he can clean and keep the clay out of his spikes. So the trainer comes out, gives him one of the tongue depressors. Once again about Rod Carew, he's 40th on the all-time hit list. Ranks third in the American League with that .316 batting average. And is fourth in on-base percentage at .395. And at the Big A, currently owns a 17-game hitting streak. He's been batting over that 17-game period, .448. The pitch is bunted foul along the third baseline. And Rod will have to come back. Now that's one way to get the man along. No score in the game. If you've just joined us, we're in the Angels' half of the first inning. Brian Downing led things off as he doubled in the gap into right center field. Rod Carew, the batter. Rod looks at the next pitch that is outside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. The catcher, Jim Sundberg, using that extra large catcher's mitt. Charlie Hough has his sign. And the knuckleball is swung on and foul tipped and not held on to that time by Sundberg, and the count is 1-2. On deck, Freddie Lynn. The 1-2 delivery is a knuckleball that is high. Sundberg could not hold on to it. So the count goes to 2-2 to Rod. At UCLA-Colorado football game with 12 minutes to play in the first half. UCLA 3, Colorado 3. Next pitch, a ground ball back up the middle into center field. A base hit. Gomez is going to raise Downing home. He will score, and the Angels lead it 1-0. Rod Carew singles back up the middle to drive in Brian Downing. The Halos take the lead 1-0 on Rod Carew's single. And you can credit Rod Carew with his 43rd run driven into the year. And he now has an 18-game hitting streak here at the Big A. Has hit safely now in 37 of his last 40 games. Freddie Lynn, the next batter. Charlie Hough goes to first base. Carew is back. The first pitch to Lynn is swung on and foul tips straight back out of play. So the count is 0-1 to Freddie. Freddie batting .298. Has driven in 84 runs this year. In the Kansas City half of the 5th inning, Royals came up with a run. There goes the runner. The pitch is taken high. The throw to second base is in time as Vic Voltaggio made the call down at second base. And Carew is out 2-6. So there's one away. We said Kansas City came up with 1 run in their half of the 5th inning. And they now lead Oakland by a score of 3-2. The 1-1 pitch is outside. Good knuckleball that time. Now with 10 minutes, 33 seconds to play in the second quarter, UCLA is on top of Colorado by a score of 10-3. Next pitch is swung on, foul tipped and held onto by Sundberg. 2-2 now. Freddie Lynn 3 for 4 with a home run in last night's game. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and rolled along the first baseline. Putnam has it, an easy play for Pat. Steps on the bag. Freddie Lynn is retired, 2 away. That brings up Reggie. Reggie Jackson at .272 in the year. Leads the club in home runs with 37. Has driven in 96. And the first pitch is a knuckleball that is high for ball 1. At the end of 1, up in San Francisco. Dodgers nothing, San Francisco nothing. Next pitch to Reggie is a knuckleball that's over for a strike, 1-1. Reggie 1 for 3 last night, also drove in a run. The 1-1 pitch is swung on, hit high and deep to center field. Back goes George Wright, and it's gone. A home run for Reggie Jackson, and the Angels lead it 2-0. And Mr. October strikes again. Reggie Jackson with his 38th home run of the year. A towering drive well over the 404-foot marker, landing in the stand right in the middle of that green tarp beyond the center field fence. And that home run establishes a new home run mark for the California Angels. And standing in right now is Doug DeCinces, the third baseman. And had plenty of room to spare in that home run by Reggie Jackson. The first pitch is a knuckleball that catches the outside corner, and DeCinces is behind by a count of 0-1. The 0-1 pitch by Charlie Hough. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Doug DeCinces batting .301. Has hit 30 home runs and driven in 97. Reggie Jackson also now with 97 RBIs in the year. Both DeCinces and Reggie are tied for the leadership on the Halos. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed, and he gets by the catcher for strike 3. Down to first base goes DeCinces. He'll make it. Charlie Hough is credited with a strikeout, but there is not a putout. That brings up Don Baylor. So the Angels will get 4 outs this inning. Baylor batting .263, and the first pitch to Groove is a knuckleball high and inside for ball 1. Well, I kind of had to laugh at Gene Mock this afternoon, earlier in the day. The next pitch to Baylor is a knuckleball that's inside. On the scoring play, you credit Charlie Hough with a strikeout, and you charge Sundberg with a pass ball. The 2-0 pitch to Baylor is a knuckleball that's over. Count is 2-1. Gene Mock was so wrapped up in the game watching his team take batting practice. And one of the things that he said, and I kind of had to chuckle, as the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. He said not one of his players centered on the ball. No one hit the ball worth a darn in batting practice. And I said, does that bother you at all? He says, no, because Charlie Hough is not your normal type of pitcher. He's a knuckleballer. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and pulled foul and hit well down the left field line. But Bob Clare, who has thrown batting practice for the Angels all year long, had a good day today. They couldn't handle Baba Louie. And manager Gene Mock was pondering the situation. But so far here, the Angels have erupted for 3 hits and a couple of runs in this inning. Next pitch to Baylor, swung on and missed, strike 3, and that'll take care of the Angels as Baylor strikes out to end the inning. But the Halos come up with 2 runs on 3 hits. Reggie Jackson's 463rd career home run. And after 1 inning of play, Angels 2 and the Rangers nothing.
Until now, to get room, you had to buy a big car. To get mileage, you had to buy a small car. Now, Chevrolet gives you both in one front-wheel drive new generation sedan. We are USA 1, and USA 1 is taking charge. With Celebrity, a Chevrolet no foreign sedan can match for the room it gives you with the mileage it gives you. Chevrolet's front-wheel drive Celebrity. 7 cubic feet more total room inside than Audi 5000. In a shape more efficient outside. So aerodynamic, it offers 24 EPA estimated MPG, 39 estimated highway. Use the 24 estimated MPG for comparisons. Your mileage may vary. Actual highway mileage lower. Celebrity from Chevrolet, America's sales leader. Taking charge with a combination of room and mileage no foreign sedan can match. USA 1 is taking charge.
We go to the top half of the second inning, and it will be Parrish, O'Brien, and Sundberg. Ken Forsch back to the mound for another inning of work. Has retired the first three batters that he has faced. Larry Parrish, strong right-handed hitter, standing in. Forsch waiting, and the first pitch to Parrish is on the outside corner, strike one. Last time that Parrish faced Forsch, that was at Oakland, or at Texas. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball inside, and the count is even up at 1-1. That was that first inning, and Parrish hit a 3-run homer off of it. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball, and it almost hit Parrish as he dances out of the way. 2-1 count. DeCinces, Foley, Grich, and Carew around the infield for the Halos with Downing, Lynn, and Jackson in the outfield. 2-1 pitch, a slider outside and low, and the count goes to 3-1. Parrish hit 261, has hit 16 home runs and driven in 61. Forsch's 3-1 delivery is hit high in the air toward left field. Back goes Downing. He's at the warning track. Jumps. And he can't get it. A home run for Larry Parrish. And it is now Angels 2 and Texas 1. That is home run number 17 for Larry Parrish. And before Pete O'Brien stands in, we want to say hello to all of our Angel fans in Porterville who follow the Angels on KTIP, and this is the California Angels Radio Network.
This is Robert W. Morgan on KMPC, Los Angeles. And if you're a sports fan, you've come to the right place. For the best in baseball coverage all season long, keep it on the #1 sports station in the nation, 710 KMPC.
Pete O'Brien grounds the first pitch to him to Bobby Grich, who throws him out for the first out of the inning.
Jim Sundberg.
O'Brien is retired 4-3. For out number 1, well, Parrish is now 2 for 2 off of Forsch. Both home runs. Jim Sundberg, the next batter, and the first pitch to him is swung on and fouled straight back out of play. Through 6 innings of play at Kansas City, it remains Kansas City 3, Oakland 2. At Baltimore, as the next pitch misses for ball 1, 1-1. Baltimore came up with 4 runs in their half of the 4th inning. They lead Milwaukee 7-3. Next pitch is hit high and deep toward left field. Back goes Downing. He's at the warning track, and the game is tied. That is home run number 10 for Jim Sundberg. And the game is tied at 2. A slider that was up in the strike zone, and Sundberg did not miss it. Had plenty of room to spare. That brings up Pat Putnam. We start to get some action down in the Angels bullpen. Putnam, a left-handed batter. First we've seen him this year. And the first pitch is line foul down the right field line. Now the Angels score 2 runs in their half of the first inning. The Rangers come back with 2 runs and a couple of home runs here in their half of the second inning. The 0-1 pitch by Forsch is high and inside for a ball, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and hit at shortstop and by Foley on into left field. That's a base hit. That's the 3rd hit in the inning. And that will bring up Bill Stein, the 3rd baseman.
3rd baseman, Bill Stein.
Stein is a right-handed batter. Hitless in last night's game, went 0 for 3. Batting .243 in a year. Forsch at the belt, and the first pitch, a slider that catches the outside corner for strike 1. Angels Baseball is brought to you by AFCO Financial Services. If you're a homeowner, the equity in your home can go to work for you right away. Now, with a homeowner loan from AFCO, use the money to remodel or to add on to your home. The next pitch is over for strike 2. Or it can be used for any good reason. Why don't you see AFCO? We'll make the most of what you've got. May be secured by real or personal property. Forsch out ahead of Stein with an 0-2 count. The 0-2 offering is swung on and lined right in the Rangers' dugout. A line drive right into Texas Rangers' dugout. Hit the concrete wall and immediately came right back out onto the playing field. So the count remains 0-2. Game is tied at 2. We're in the top half of the second inning. Forsch checks the runner at first, and the 0-2 delivery is a fastball high and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the inning started when Larry Parrish hit his 17th home run of the year over the boards. In left field, Pete O'Brien grounded out to second base. Then Jim Sundberg hit his 10th home run. That ties the game at 2. The 1-2 delivery. There goes the runners. Bounce to Rod Carew. He has only the one play. That is to first base. He steps on the bag to retire Stein. But on the play, Putnam goes down to second base.
Second baseman, Mike Richardt.
So with 2 away, that brings up the second baseman, Mike Richardt. Richardt at .239 has hit 3 home runs, driven in 42. Right-handed batter. And the first pitch by Forsch is low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Each team with 3 hits. Putnam with his lead at second. And the next pitch is low and outside. And the count is 2-1, 2-0. Right-hander looks to second, and the 2-0 pitch is on the way on a check swing is rolled toward the Ranger dugout. So the count is 2-1. Forsch, winner of 6 of his last 9 decisions, has set a new career high for him. He has 13 wins on the year. The 2-1 delivery, a slider that just misses outside, 3-1. Against Western Division opponents this year, Forsch is 7-3. The 3-1 pitch is on the way, and that is cued foul toward the on-deck circle. A full count, 3-2. Pretty good crowd on hand here at the Big A. I'm going to guess somewhere between 30,000 and 35,000. The 3-2 pitch is pulled and hit into the hole on into left field for a base hit. They're going to wave Putnam around. Downing's throw to the plate is not in time. The Rangers lead it 3-2. And down to second base goes Mike Richardt. Mike Richardt picks up his 43rd RBI of the year. A ground ball base hit by DeCinces on into left field. And that will bring up George Wright, the center fielder. The Rangers on top by a score of 3-2. They go here in the top half of the second inning. And out of the dugout comes manager Gene Mock. He wants to go out and have a chat with Forsch. While he's doing that, I'll remind you that at Kansas City, Tony Armas has hit a home run in the 7th with 1 on. And it is now Oakland 4-3 over Kansas City. That was Tony Armas' 28th home run of the year. Now the Angels are going to make a pitching change.
Your attention, please. Here is the score from the area Freeman Sports Complex and Kansas
Waiting
City.
to see who it is.
In the 7th inning, the Royals 3, Oakland 4.
Coming in to pitch is Dave Goltz. Goltz is taking over for Kenny Forsch. Angels baseball coming to you from the Big A with a score. is Texas 3 and the Angels 2.
Harry Connors is just an ordinary guy, like you and me, except for last night. Harry went to the casino. He put everything down and doubled it. Then Harry ran into some bad guys and wound up in combat. After that, Harry needed to relax, so he got behind the wheel of an Indy 500 car. Of course, he won. Then Harry decided to go bowling. On the way home from the bowling alley, Harry got in a tangle with a submarine, a real sea battle, and he won. And then, to top off the evening, Harry wound up in deep space defending himself against dangerous asteroids. You see, Harry never left his living room last night. Harry Connors has the Atari Video Home Computer System. The best games in the world in your living room.
Available at Toy Express in Anaheim and at Video Audio Center in Rolling Hills.
So Dave Goltz comes into the game and takes over for Kenny Forsch. Forsch went 1 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs on 4 hits. Did not walk anyone, did not strike anyone out. And he gives way. Of course, the runners that are on base right now, should they score, would be charged to Forsch. Goltz 7-5 on the year, ERA of 4.19, making his 28th appearance. He has started 7 games, completed 1 of those, and has 3 saves to his credit. Late in the second quarter, UCLA 10, Colorado 6. And as we just made the announcement, at Kansas City, Tony Armas has hit a 2-run homer. His 28th home run of the year puts the Oakland A's out in front by a score of 4-3. That is in the 7th inning, top of the 7th inning. Well, the game started here at the Big A when Brian Downing led the inning off for the Angels when he doubled into right center field and then scored when Rod Carew singled to center. Then Reggie Jackson, after Carew was thrown out trying to steal second, hit his 38th home run of the year into the center field seats to give the Angels a 2-0 lead. But the Texas Rangers, in their half of the second inning, have hit a couple of home runs. They have 4 hits so far here in the inning, and they have captured the lead 3-2. And Dave Goltz will be facing George Wright. He has completed his warm-up tosses. Mike Richardt down at second base, taking his lead. Now Forsch stepping off the rubber. Is not quite ready. And now Wright steps out and steps right back in. At Candlestick, top of the second inning, Dodgers 2, San Francisco nothing. As the first pitch is over for strike 1. Dodgers still batting in the top of the second inning. They lead it 2-0. Goltz looks to second, comes to the plate with the 0-1 pitch, and it's popped up into shallow center field. Back goes Foley. In comes Freddie Lynn, and it's Foley who makes the play. And that takes care of the Texas Rangers in their half of the second inning. But they come up with 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors. They leave 1, have stranded 1 after 1.5 innings of play. Texas 3 and the Angels 2.
Today, we're at a Chevron station, and we're going to get all the details on the Atlas tire sale. There are 2 tires in front of me now. Excuse me, are you an Atlas 12 tire?
Yes, sir, an all-season radio.
I see. And you?
Same thing. Chevron's best tire.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, the sale at participating Chevron stations. Let me get this right. Buy 1 and get 50% off the second tire?
You got it. Buy him and I'm 50% cheaper.
No, buy him and get 50% off me.
Boys, don't fight. You're both great tires for good or bad weather.
Hot or cold.
We grip the road.
And you've got a smooth ride and roll easy for good fuel economy.
You bet. Atlas 12s help save gas over conventional tires.
Great tires, huh? Why don't you buy us?
Him first.
Wait, I want to be the 50% off tire.
Hold it, guys. You're both going on my station wagon.
We are.
I'm even going to get budget terms with my Chevron travel card.
I want to be on the right side.
Okay, I'll take the left.
Buy one Atlas 12 all-season radio. Get 50% off the second at your Chevron station through October 15th.
We go to the bottom half of the second inning. It will be Bobby Grich, followed by Foley, and then Boone. The Rangers on top by a score of 3-2. Charlie Hough back to the mound for another inning of work. The right-hander is ready, and the knuckleball is swung on and missed for strike one. Bobby Grich batting .259 of the year. Has hit 18 home runs, driven in 63. The knuckleball once again is swung on, and Grich can't get that either. And right away, Hough is out in front with an 0-2 count. The next pitch is hit into left field. Giving chase is the left fielder. He looks up, and it's gone. Bobby Grich's 19th home run of the year ties the game at 3. Brings up Tim Foley. And the first pitch to Timmy is a knuckleball that's over for strike one. Well, when Grich first hit it, it did not appear as though it had enough. But as the next pitch is looped into shallow center field, that will fall for a base hit. And Tim Foley with a big turn at first base as Wright gets the ball back to the infield. Now, I was just saying about Bobby Grich's drive. Johnny Grubb went back. And it did not appear as though Grich hit it well enough. But in a day game, the ball, of course, carries better here at the Big A. And it carried right on out of the ballpark and tied the game at 3. That brings up Boone, and on the first pitch, he tries to bunt the ball and is fouled back out of play. Well, it has been the long ball here at the Big A this afternoon. That is the 4th home run hit this afternoon. Parrish and Sundberg have each hit home runs. Jackson and now Bobby Grich. Game tied at 3. Angels with 5 hits. Texas with 4. There's a toss to first base. And Foley is back. The next pitch is a knuckleball bunted up the first baseline. That may get through. It will get through. And Boone will be safe. Charlie Hough could not feel it, nor could Putnam. The second baseman, Richardt, was on his way to cover first base, and the ball got between the pitcher and the first baseman. And now the Angels have runners at first and second, still with nobody out, and Brian Downing the batter. So we'll see what manager Gene Mock has in mind here. Downing 1 for 1. He doubled his first time up. Foley down at second base. Boone at first. And the first pitch is a knuckleball that is low for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Downing at 280. Is waiting, and the knuckleball is high and inside. Ball 2. On deck, Rod Carew. Game tied at 3. At halftime in that UCLA game, it is UCLA 17, Colorado 6. The 2-0 pitch is inside and high, and the count goes to 3-0. Downing waiting. The 3-0 pitch is on the outside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Bryan. You go up and down the Angels batting order. So many guys having great years, including Brian Downing. And now Hough steps off the rubber. Runners have to get back. Downing leads the club in games played, at-bats, runs scored, hits. He's tied with DeCinces with that. There's a toss down to second base, and Foley is back. Well, Brian Downing now leads the club in hits. He has 173. DeCinces has 172. Downing's double his last time up gave him the leadership there. Hough now ready. And now steps off the rubber. In that Milwaukee-Baltimore game, through 6.5 innings of play, it is Baltimore 7 and Milwaukee 3. A victory by the Orioles will tie them with Milwaukee with one game to play. The 3-1 pitch is outside, ball 4. That loads him up for Rod Carew.
Rod Carew.
The go-ahead run down at third, and Tim Foli. Boone at second base. Brian Downing at first. Nobody out, bottom of the second. And you're getting right into the meat of the California Angels with Carew, Lynn, and Jackson. At Kansas City, the Royals did not score in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And it remains Oakland 4, Kansas City 3. They go to the top of the 8th inning. Charlie Hough would like to have another baseball. He tosses the ball in. Bill Kunkel, the home plate umpire, throws in out a new one. As we said, Charlie Hough throws about 80% knuckleballs. He's now ready, and Carew waiting. The first pitch to Rod is on the outside corner, strike 1. Carew singled to center field to drive in Brian Downing back in the first inning. He's 1 for 1. Rod is now hit in 37 of his last 40. The next pitch, a ground ball right back to Charlie Hough. Comes to the plate for 1. To first, is in the dirt, and made a fine play by Putnam to complete the double play. Sundberg's throw was in the dirt, and Putnam pulled it out. So Carew gets into a double play, a 1-2-3 double play. And there are 2 away. Freddie Lynn standing in. Lynn waiting. And the pitch is a knuckleball high and outside. Ball 1. Freddie batting .297. Last night with a home run, his 20th of the year. Has driven in 84. He's waiting, and the 1-0 delivery is swung on and fouled straight back out of play. On deck is Reggie Jackson. Game tied at 3. We're in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Boone at third. Next pitch is swung on, lined right at the shortstop. And that takes care of the Angels as Wayne Tolleson, standing right at his tracks, Freddie Lynn hammered a line drive right at him. And Charlie Hough gets around a bases-loaded situation with nobody out. The Angels couldn't score. For the Angels in their half of the 2nd inning, no runs. Check that 1 run on 3 hits. Bobby Grich's 19th home run of the year. Angels leave a couple of men on base after 2 innings of play. Texas 3 and the Angels 3. Golds with that knuckle curve. And Tolleson foul-tipped it right into his right ankle. Walking around the home plate area. He'll be all right. The trainer comes out, now turns around and goes right back in. As we said, at Kansas City, the Royals did not score in their bottom half of the seventh inning. And it remains Oakland 4-3 over Kansas City. That is through 7 innings of play. Baltimore 7-3 over the Brewers after 6.5. The next pitch by Golds this time is high. And the count is 1-2. Nobody out. Top of the third inning. Game tied at 3. The 1-2 pitch, a curveball that is over for call, strike 3, and down goes Tolleson. That is strikeout number 1, and that brings up Johnny Grubb. Grubb is 0 for 1, grounded out to second. And the first pitch, he fakes a butt, takes the pitch for ball 1. Angels Baseball is brought to you by Chevy Trucks and your local Chevrolet dealers, who invite you to see the new Chevy S10s for 1983. They're at your Chevrolet dealers now. Next pitch is swung on and foul tip. Boone cannot hold on to it. And the count is 1-1. Johnny Grubb started his playing career back in 1971. Came up to the Padres in 72. 1-1 pitch taken low and inside, and it goes to 2-1. Played in only 7 games in 72, but then came up and stayed with the team all of 73. Next pitch is swung on, fouled back out of play off to the left. In that Oakland-Kansas City game, Oakland did not score in the top half of the 8th inning, and it remains Oakland 4, Kansas City 3, going to the bottom of the 8th. A 2-2 count to Johnny Grubb. Golds' pitch is on the way. Ground ball to Foley at shortstop. He scoops it up. The throw to Carew in time for out number 2. That brings up the big right fielder, Larry Parrish.
Right fielder, Larry Parrish.
Larry Parrish 1 for 1. He homered his last time up. Is waiting, and the first pitch, a fastball on the inside corner for strike 1. Parrish now has 17 home runs in the year. Larry got off to a horrible start this year. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and bounced highly. There it comes down the far end of the Angels dugout. He was hitting under 200 the first couple of months of the season. However, the second half, he has finally put things together and has quite a respectable season going for himself. The next pitch, a fastball outside for a ball 1-2. Well, you start off as slow as Larry did. You really have to come on strong in the second half. He's hitting 261 in the year. Next pitch inside for a ball. That will even up the count at 2-2. Game tied at 3. We're in the top half of the third inning. Angels have out-hit the Rangers by 6-4. Next pitch, a curveball is bounced on 2 hops to shortstop. Foley plays the big hop and throws out Parrish. And Golds has a rather easy inning. 1-2-3. For the Rangers in their half of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. And after 2.5 innings of play, Angels 3 and the Rangers 3.
During these games, we often talk about Avco Financial Services and Avco Thrift as if one of their offices is just around the corner. Well, for most of us, one is. Because Avco has more than 100 offices here in the West. What's more, Avco Financial Services has offices in almost every state in the Union. That means that behind every Avco storefront is a financial network on a national scale. When you walk into your nearby Avco office, the advantage is this. You receive faster, more efficient service from well-trained professionals. These are people who care about helping you find the right loan program to fit your needs. What's more, you can call on the resources and experience of an organization that has helped people all over the country. Because over the years, Avco has lent out more than $1 billion in consumer loans. So if you're thinking of a loan, Look into it at Avco Financial Services or Avco Thrift.
For the Angels in their half of the third inning, it will be Reggie Jackson, followed by Doug DeCinces, and then Don Baylor. Reggie 1 for 1. He homered over the center field fence. His 38th home run of the year. A tie game as we go to the bottom of the third. And the first pitch, a knuckleball outside for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Reggie comes back. The next pitch, a knuckleball, that's high. And the count is 2-0. Reggie at 273. Now shares the leadership in RBIs with DeCinces at 97. Next pitch swung on and missed. And the count is 2-1. Outfield playing Reggie to pull. And playing deep. Angels with 2 runs in the first inning, 1 in the second inning. Texas with all of their runs in the third. The knuckleball to Jackson this time is over. That will even up the count at 2-2. Charlie Huff's 2-2 delivery. Knuckleball swung on and popped up foul behind home plate. The count remains the same, 2-2. The right-hander's 2-2 delivery. Swung on, foul-tipped, and the catcher, Sundberg, could not hold on to it. So Jackson stays alive. Charlie Huff started out as a third baseman when he was in high school. His father played professional baseball. Later on in his career, went to the mound. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and hit to second base. Dives knocked down by Richardt, who gets up and throws out Reggie. A fine play by Richardt at second base to retire Jackson. And before Doug DeCinces stands in, we're going to pause for station identification. This is the Angels Radio Network.
KMPC Los Angeles.
And I'm Sammy Jackson, inviting all of you Angel fans to be with me weekday afternoons for the KMPC Hit Parade. Join us for the music and the memories right here on 710 KMPC.
So with one away, Doug DeCinces stands in. Doug struck out his first time up, but reached first base in the pass ball by the catcher. First pitch is swung on and hit down to shortstop. Tolleson to his left has it on one hop and throws out DeCinces. 2 away. That brings up the designated hitter, Don Baylor. Now Republic Airlines serves you better than ever with 2 new nonstops from LA International and Memphis every day. Morning and afternoon stops that will wine and dine you with chilled wine and delicious entrees, pamper you with personal attention, and open a whole new way to the southeast. Because from Memphis, Republic can fly you to Birmingham, Nashville, and over 15 other southeastern cities. Republic Airlines, now nonstops to Memphis, plus service throughout the southeast. Nobody serves you like Republic. First pitch to Baylor is high and inside, and Huff comes back with another knuckleball. Baylor swings and misses, and the count is 1-1. On deck, Bobby Grich. Game tied at 3, bottom of the third inning. 1-1 pitch, knuckleball swung on and missed again. Baylor's 0 for 1, struck out his first time. Beautiful afternoon here at the Big A. 1-2 pitch, knuckleball swung on and pulled foul down the left field line. So the count remains the same, 1-2. Baylor winning, and the 1-2 offering is a knuckleball high. That will leave it up the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Game tied at 3, bottom of the 3rd inning. The 2-2 delivery is inside to Baylor. Almost hit him. A full count, 3-2. Go down the Angels lineup. Downing with 84 RBIs. Lynn with 84 RBIs. Reggie Jackson, 97. As the next pitch is a knuckleball and hits Baylor right in the back. Hit Baylor right in the middle of the back with a knuckleball. He goes down to first base. That brings up Bobby Grich. We said Baylor with 93, DeCinces 97, have several players, 80, 90 RBIs. Really a bunch of guys grouped all together having a fine season. At the end of 2.5, Dodgers out in front 7-0 over San Francisco. As the next pitch gets away from Sundberg, but Baylor doesn't go. And the count is 1-0. A final score in the National League. Chicago has defeated St. Louis 8-4. Jenkins the winner. And Cott the loser. Jenkins is now 14-15 in the year. Cott is 5-4. There's a toss to first base and Baylor is back. Rich waiting, and the pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rich is 1 for 1. He homered his first time up. The next pitch, a knuckleball, that's over, and that was a dandy dancing around, 1-2. You know, one of the things you have to be careful of with that knuckleball pitcher, there's a toss to first base, Baylor just barely back, is that you get to waiting for the knuckleball, and then if Charlie Hough should decide to throw you a fastball, he'll throw it right on by you. By the time you're waiting for that knuckleball, there's another toss to first base. On deck, Tim Foli. Game tied at 3. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. There's another toss to first base. Baylor is back. And now Grich is going to step out of the batter's box. Grich now with 19 home runs in the year. He's waiting, and the knuckleball is swung on and missed, strike 3. And down goes Bobby Grich. That takes care of the Angels in their half of the 3rd inning. No runs, no hits. A man left, on with the hits batsman. Angels have stranded 4, and after 3 complete innings of play, the game is tied. Angels 3 and the Rangers 3.
America's hottest selling new size pickup, Chevy S10, just got hotter. Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge. With the all-new S10 Maxi Cab pickup, it has 40% more cab load space than Datsun's extended cab. And with available jump seats, there's room for 4 adults. Taking charge with the revolutionary new InstaTrack 4-wheel drive system available in S10 pickups. Shift from freewheeling 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive high and back at any speed. It's the biggest news in 4-wheel drive since 4-wheel drive. Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge with available V6 power you can't get from Ford Ranger or the imported trucks. And a properly equipped S10 can tow up to 5,000 pounds. That's more than twice as much as any imported truck. Chevy S10, there's never been a truck like it before. Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge.
Dave Golt's back to the mound. 4th inning for Texas. Pete O'Brien, the designated hitter, will lead it off. He'll be followed by Jim Sundberg and then Pat Putnam. Gold, since coming on to relieve Forsch in the 2nd inning, has retired all 4 men he's faced. He has struck out 1, thrown a couple of ground balls up there and a pop-up. Pete O'Brien, left-handed batter. Pretty good-looking young hitter for this Texas club. We saw him last weekend down in Arlington. Gold's ready to work. The pitch. Breaking ball down a little too low. O'Brien not seeing a lot of playing time since coming up, but some. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses down and in for ball 2, 2-0. O'Brien, then Sundberg and Putnam, all tied at 3. Outfield about straight away for O'Brien. Goltz' 2-0 delivery is swung on and fouled away off to the left side. And fielded by a fan on the upper deck. Off to the left, down below the press box. Football press box. O'Brien did not play last night. They had a couple of at-bats down in Arlington. Goltz for the 2-1 delivery. Just missed low and away with the fastball. 3-1. 3 runs on 6 hits for the Angels. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Texas Rangers. In that Kansas City-Oakland game, it is 5-4 Kansas City. Oakland batting in the top of the ninth. Hit high and deep to right field, and this is going to put Texas back on top. The 3rd home run of the day for the Rangers, and Pete O'Brien strokes one out of here. His 3rd home run of the year, and Texas is back on top 4-3. Their 3rd home run of the day. His 3rd home run of the year since coming up. That'll bring up Jim Sundberg. He has a home run this afternoon. So Texas back on top, 4-3. The pitch to Sundberg is fouled away to the right side. Angels baseball is brought to you by Chevron. Remember, Chevron gasolines contain patented cleansing additives that reduce deposits in your gasoline intake system, and drivers who continue to use Chevron gasolines help unleash their lean machine and enjoy a car that runs clean, drives smoothly. Try Chevron, the lean machine gasoline. That is the first hit given up by Dave Goltz. Breaking ball is in for a strike to Sundberg. Well, the first hit that Forsch gave up left the ballpark. The first hit that Goltz gives up leaves the ballpark as well. 1-2 pitch, ground ball toward the shortstop, toward the hole, backhanded by Foley, straightens up, throws, and got him at first base. Good play by Tim Foley. 1 out, and the batter will be Pat Putnam. Putnam, the first baseman. Left-handed batter, though he plays first base right-handed. Had a base hit, scored a run in the 2nd inning. It is 4-3 Texas here. The pitch. Down a little low for ball 1. One ball count, 1 out, nobody on. Goltz with the sign. The pitch swung on and fouled at home plate. The count goes to 1-1. We're in the 4th, and Texas has regained the lead, 4-3. The Angels led it 2-0 after an inning. Texas came back and got 3 in the 2nd to take a 3-2 lead. The Angels came back and tied it with a home run by Bobby Grich, tied at 3. And now a home run by Pete O'Brien here has put Texas back on top, 4-3. Goltz' pitch misses outside for ball 1. 2-1. 1 out, nobody on. Putnam can hit the ball out of the ballpark. He has only a couple of home runs, didn't play with a big club most of the year. Swings and fouls 1 out of play, a breaking ball. The count goes to 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, new supply baseballs for Bill Kunkel. So it looks like the Angels are going to need a win right here today. Kansas City leading in their game going to the top of the 9th, and as Oakland bails that thing out. A swing and a foul by Putnam on a breaking ball stays alive, 2-2. Don't forget the ticket office is open till 5:30 today. It'll be open tomorrow 9 to 5:30 for playoff tickets. And tomorrow is Fan Appreciation Day. 5-4 final. Kansas City has won it. So Kansas City came back with 2 in the bottom of the 8th, and they win it 5-4. The Angels need a victory right here, gang. Full count, 3-2 on Putnam. The pitch. Outside ball 4, and he walked him. Goltz loses Putnam. That is the first base on balls given to Texas today, and the batter will be Bill Stein, the 3rd baseman. Bill Stein. So Kansas City has won the first 3 of their 4-game series with Oakland. And they have made it necessary for the Angels to win it here today to nail down the Western Division title. And the Halos are going to have to play catch-up to do it. They trail right now 4-3. Stein Grounded out to first. His first time up there. Takes the curveball for strike. Nothing else doing out of the Angel bullpen. One out, runner at first. Goltz getting the sign. The right-hander comes to the belt. The pitch. Stein moves away from the fastball inside for ball one. Stein's average at 242. He was 0 for 3 last night. Outfield straight away for him. Goltz now steps off, looks Putnam bat. Putnam would not be considered a base-stealing threat. Throw over there, and he gets back in. But they might have had something on. Hit and run and hit. They had him going in the second inning when Stein was up there, and Stein bounced one to first, and because Putnam was on the move, they couldn't get a double play. They pitch out and nothing doing. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kansas City has won. They defeated Oakland 5-4, coming up with 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Another throw to first. Putnam dives back in there. Two balls, 1 strike. Stein waiting. Stein had a little, very brief tour with the Angels. He was never in uniform. He was just on the roster and then away. The runner goes. Pitch is swung on a miss. Throw through is in time to get Pat Putnam. Caught stealing 2-4. Bobby Grich covering. So they did send him running and hitting, or hitting and running. In the third quarter of play now, UCLA leads Colorado 20-6. UCLA 20, Colorado 6. That's in the third quarter. 2-2 the count here on Stein with 2 out. Goltz with the pitch, breaking ball, strike 3 call. Got him looking at the curveball. Records his second strikeout, but the damage is done. A leadoff home run by Pete O'Brien, the only hit in the inning. They leave no one. We go to the bottom of the 4th to score. Texas 4 and the Angels 3.
If you knew there was a gasoline that could help make your car a lean machine again, wouldn't you try it? Chevron gasolines have patented cleansing additives to reduce deposits in your fuel intake system to help unleash your lean machine. A car that runs clean, drives smoothly, and performs the way it was originally designed to. Chevron gasolines help give your car a responsive, efficient intake system. Every day, drivers who use Chevron gasolines help bring out their lean machine. Shouldn't you be using Chevron too?
Seattle 3-0. The Red Sox defeated the Yankees 5-0. Baltimore is leading Milwaukee at the end of 6, 7-3. And the final score from Kansas City: Oakland 4, Kansas City 5.
Excuse me, are you both Atlas 12 all-season radials?
Chevron's best tire.
And if I buy one of you at my Chevron station, I get 50% off on the second tire, right?
Buy him and I'm 50% cheaper.
Or buy him and I'm 50% cheaper.
Hey, you're both great all-weather tires.
Hot or cold,
We grip the road.
And I can get you on budget terms with my Chevron travel card.
we're a good deal.
And you're both going on my station wagon.
We are?
Buy one Atlas 12, get 50% off the second at your participating Chevron station through October 15th.
Tim Foli leads it off here in the bottom of the 4th. He had a base hit off Charlie Hough back in the second inning when they loaded the bases off him, but could get no more after the leadoff home run from Grich. Foli takes a pitch inside for a strike. It almost hit him, and Bill Kunkel called it a strike. Foli doesn't say much to him. He doesn't dare, really. Knuckleball is hammered up the first base side, but it's foul. 0-2 on Foli. Finds himself in the hole. Charlie Hough has been touched for 6 hits. He got out of the inning in the 3rd without giving up a base hit. He hit a batter. That was Baylor, but nothing coming out of that. Foli throws his bat at the ball and rolls it back to the mound. 1 away. Foli is the first out of the 4th inning, and that'll bring up Bob Boone, who bunted his way on. He was in a sacrifice situation, but he bunted the ball by the mound, firm enough to get it by Hough and by the charging first baseman, and wound up with a base hit in the second inning. He was wiped out on a double play. 4-3 Texas. Hough works to Boone. The pitch, knuckleball, swung on and missed. Check some of the other baseball as we go along. Baltimore leading Milwaukee and attempting to move up even with Milwaukee. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Milwaukee trailing Baltimore 7-3. That's in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ogilvy with his 34th of the year. 1-1 pitch to Boone. Knuckleball is inside for ball 2-1. Two balls, one strike on Bob Boone. Boone batting .256. Charlie Hough goes to the line. The 2-1 delivery, swung on and missed. The knuckleball, 2-2. Cleveland shut out Detroit 2-0 in the first of the doubleheader. Detroit leads in the nightcap 4-0. Lance Parrish with his 32nd home run of the year. Game with 2 on. The 2-2 to Boone. Knuckleball hit to the third baseman Stein. Backs up a stride, takes it, long throw, in time to get Boone. They're 2 away in the 4th inning. 5-3 on the putout, and that'll bring up Brian Downing, who has doubled and walked and scored a run. In the other American League action, Toronto shut out Seattle 3-0. Boston shut out the Yankees 5-0. And the White Sox beat Minnesota 5-3. Tom Brunensky had his 20th home run of the year in that game. Brian bats here with 2 out and nobody on and takes the knuckleball for a strike. Brian doubled in the first up the gap in right center. Came on the base hit by Rod Carew. Way outside with the knuckler. 1-1 on Downing. Texas 4 runs on 5 hits. The Angels 3 runs on 6 hits. Hough delivers. The knuckleball is inside for ball 2. 2-1. Charlie will change speeds on the knuckler. He will not throw it at the same speed all the time. He'll add a little bit, take a little off. Drop down sidearm. Occasionally he may sneak a breaking ball in there, a slider. Or a fastball, not very often. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed by Bryan. Going for the downs, 2-2. The National League, the Cubs beat the Cardinals 8-4. Dodgers lead comfortably, 7-0 bottom of the 3rd. 2-2 pitch to Downing. Swings and pops it up off the right side. Back goes Mike Richardt, the second baseman in short right. Makes the catch, and the side retired. 1-2-3 go the Angels in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. After 4 innings of play, the score. Texas 4, the Angels 3.
Buds for you. For being on the job and working hard all day. Here's to you, here's to you. You know it isn't only what you say, it's what you do. King of bees is coming through. For all you do, these buds for you. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Leading it off here. In the top of the 5th inning, it'll be Mike Richardt, the second baseman, who's had a base hit and an RBI. Had a ground ball single with 2 out in the 2nd to drive in the go-ahead run at that time to put Texas on top 3-2. Mike Richardt batting .241. Right-handed batter. He has been one of the pesky type of hitters that Texas has run out there this year, against the Angels anyway. Goes with a pitch, breaks one off, and a bunt try is fouled away. Strike 1. Richardt had 1 hit last night. He was 1 out of 3. Outfield about straight away. The Angels now, I'm sure, have found out that Kansas City has won 5-4, and they have to do it here today. Breaking ball is inside for a ball. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike count on Richardt. Leading it off, then back to the top of the order. Wright and Tolleson to follow. Breaking ball hit toward third, foul. Skips off the side of the stands. Baltimore's come up with 4 more. They now lead 11-3 over Milwaukee, and that is after 8 innings. And Baltimore is 1/2 inning away from moving into a tie for the top spot in the American League East with 1 game to play tomorrow afternoon. 11-3 Baltimore over Milwaukee, and that is in the top of the 9th inning now. The count here 2-2 on Richardt. Golds pitches. Richardt hits it to short. 2-hopper to Foley. Strong throw in time. 1 away. 1 out, and the batter, George Wright. Angels baseball is brought to you by Michelob. Sure, weekends were made for Michelob, but there's no rule that says you can't enjoy a Michelob any day of the week. George Wright is grounded out to first, popped up to short. Switch hitter batting left-handed off Golds. The pitch by David, fastball down a little low for ball 1. Bill Kunkel, one of the older umpires, uses that outside chest protector. Thus, his line of sight is about letter high as he works right over the top of the catcher's head. Golds misses again for ball 2, and it's 2-0. David getting the sign. The right-hander pitches. Breaking ball is inside for ball 3. 3-0. Borderline call, and he didn't get it. 3-0 on Wright. 1 out. Base is empty. Texas leading 4-3. The pitch on 3-0. That is ball 4. 4 straight pitches out of the strike zone, all very, very close to the strike zone. But he did not get a call. That is the second base on balls given the Texas Rangers. That'll bring up Tolleson. And we'll see if they want to do any running here with George Wright. Texas does not run a great deal. Wright has a total of 8 stolen bases. Throw over to first on a pickoff play from the catcher, Bob Boone. And Wright dives back in there. 1 strike count on Tolleson. Batting left-handed. Tolleson is grounded out to second and struck out. 1 strike count on the Texas shortstop. The pitch by Golds. Fastball down too low for ball. 1-1. He's not missing by much with the 4 pitches he threw to Wright. They were not far off the mark. Now the throw to first, Wright back in there. You get the idea that they would like to do a little running maybe with Wright. 1-1 the count. Tolleson batting 123. Golds with another throw to first, and Wright is back in there, that time a little closer. Texas has hit 3 home runs today. Parrish has hit 1, O'Brien, and Sundberg. O'Brien's happens to be the go-ahead run right now. One ball, 1 strike. Golds getting the sign. Angels shorten up, look for the double play ball. Fouled out of play and off to the left side, down below. 1-2 the count on Tolleson. Wright at first base. Bob Boone behind the plate. He's thrown out 1 man already today, and he's the only catcher in all of Major League Baseball to have thrown out more than 50% of those who would try to steal. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Throw to first. Wright. An easy move back in that time on his belly. Golds paying particular attention to Wright. David from the belt. Breaking ball. In for a strike. Tolleson is called out on strikes. Second time he's down on strikes at the arm of Golds. That is the 3rd recorded by Golds, and that'll bring up Johnny Grubb. We'll pause for station identification as Grubb steps in. This is the Angels Radio Network.
KMPC Los Angeles.
Hi, Angel fans. I'm Neil Ross with you every Monday through Friday from 10 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon with the KMPC Hit Parade. The music and the memories on 710 KMPC.
Grubb is grounded out to second, grounded out to short. Left-handed batter. Throw to first, and Wright is back. 2 down. Grubb with occasional power. Has hit 3 home runs. Been used primarily as a designated hitter. Has split time with Lamar Johnson. Left-handed batter takes the breaking ball down too low. Ball 1. Grubb at 281. Nothing doing out in the bullpen. Nothing doing out in the Texas bullpen. Dave Golds working. Grubb takes the breaking ball for a strike this time. 1-1. Tomorrow afternoon will be Fan Appreciation Day here at the ballpark. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. Fouled away, off to the left and upstairs. Rattles off the facade and down below. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Grubb. Hope you'll make your plans to be here. Don't forget the ticket office is open until 5:30 today at the ballpark. It'll be open 9 to 5:30 tomorrow for the purchase of playoff tickets. Should the Angels go ahead and win it, playoffs will start here on Tuesday. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Goltz with the pitch. Breaking ball popped up into short right. Could be trouble. Back goes Grich. On comes Jackson. Grich, Jackson. And Grich makes the play in front of Reggie. Bobby going way out to get it. Reggie could have got it also. No runs, no hits, a walk, and a man left. Only the second stranded by Texas as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The score, Texas 4, Angels 3. A reminder, there are still tickets available for the American League playoff games next Tuesday and Wednesday. They'll remain on sale at Anaheim Stadium's ticket office, 9 to 5:30, till today at 5:30, tomorrow 9 to 5:30, and Monday. While they last, playoff tickets also may be purchased during the games tomorrow and Sunday. If you're in attendance, they can be picked up at the advance sale booth on the field level behind home plate. So you can do that today before you leave, perhaps. The Angels have already received hundreds of postcards and letters from fans who want to join the season box family in 1983. All of these names are being put on a priority list. And when the season sale opens in 1983, that list will receive special attention and information. If you'd like to be a season box holder in 1983, drop a line, either a letter or postcard to Season Box 1983, Angels, Post Office Box 2000, Anaheim 92803. Just send your name, address, and telephone number. Charlie Hough back to the mound. Rod Carew will lead it off. Fred Lynn will follow, and then Reggie Jackson. And we are told by the Texas people that if Charlie Hough goes past the 5th inning with a lead, he generally wins the ball game. Well, he is going into the bottom of the 5th inning here. He has a 1-run lead. Rod Carew has a base hit off him today and has driven in a run and bounced into a 1-2-3 double play his last time up there in a bases-loaded situation. So it'll be Rodney trying to get it started. Lynn to follow, and then Reggie Jackson down by a run. The pitch comes, and Hough delivers outside with the knuckler, ball 1. Rodney, as Hough started to make the delivery, started to move up in the batter's box, does again, and takes the knuckler inside and low, ball 2. He's deep in the batter's box, but as Hough starts to make his delivery, then Rodney takes a step and a half up in the batter's box. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch from Hough, knuckleball, up too high. Threw that one a bit harder. 3-0 on Carew. Bottom of the 5th inning. Hough needs to throw a strike. Does. Got it in on the inside part of the plate. 3-1. Rodney's average, 317. 3 home runs, 43 RBIs, getting his 43rd here today with a base hit in the 1st inning. Hough getting the sign from Sundberg. The knuckler with the 3-1 delivery, and that is outside, ball 4, and he puts the tying run on base, walking Carew here in the 5th inning. That is the second base on balls given up by Charlie Hough. That'll bring up Fred Lynn. Lynn lined out to the shortstop his last time up in a situation where if it goes through, 2 runs come home. But not so. Hit the ball right on the nose and right at Tolleson. Fred with 3 hits last night. He has the highest batting average of anybody on the ball club against Texas, 469 coming into the game. Swings and hits the knuckleball deep to right. It is way back. It's going. It is gone. Goodbye. And the Angels lead it on Fred Lynn's 21st home run of the year. Top 5-4 with his 21st home run of the year. RBIs 85 and 86. Still nobody out. And the Angels lead it 5-4. A towering shot into the right field bleachers. their appreciation. And Reggie Jackson will stand in. He, too, is homered here today. That was in the first inning with a man on. Hits it high in the air to center field. Coming on is Wright. Glasses down. Trouble with it, but makes the catch in short center. Reggie flies out to center field. Did I say he hit it with a man on? It was a solo shot in the first inning. All of the home runs have been hit with nobody on, all 6 of them. The batter, Doug DeCinces. I beg your pardon. Yeah, Freddie had one on in this inning. I mean, prior to this one, the one that Lynn hit. They'd all been hit as solo shots. Number 21 for Fred. And his 16th hit of the year. Off the Rangers. Here's DeCinces. Doug takes the knuckleball high. Doug has struck out and grounded out. 0 for 2 off Charlie Hough. 5-4. The Angels lead it here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Knuckleball outside and low for ball. 2-0. We'll remind you that Kansas City has already won their ball game. They beat Oakland. They came from behind with 2 in the 8th to win it 5-4. 2-0 delivery, line to left center by DeCinces. Over to cut it off is Grubb. DeCinces is going to hold with a single as Grubb gets it back in a hurry. A one-out base hit by Doug. That is the 8th off Charlie Hough. And the batter, Don Baylor, who has struck out and been hit by a pitch. That'll bring Darrell Johnson out of the dugout. He may want to make a move. We will have to see. They have hit some balls hard. They've hit 3 home runs off Hough. They have touched him for 8 hits. Though they lead by only 1, 5-4. And Darrell goes to the mound and says, "Big boy, I think it might be time. Let's see. What do you think?" "I think we ought to go to the bullpen." Baltimore has moved into a tie with Milwaukee for first place in the American League East, with 1 game to play tomorrow between those two, and the winner wins the East. Baltimore has beaten Milwaukee 11-3 to take the first 3 games out of that 4-game series. And a change being made here, as the call has gone to the Texas bullpen. We'll have to wait and see who comes strolling through. Tom Hinkie makes his way in. He's a rookie. So Texas is making a pitching change as Tom Hinkie takes over for Charlie Hough. Angels baseball coming to you from the Big A, where the score is now the Angels 5 and the Rangers 4.
Those old reruns keep your family apart. Does your dog fall asleep at the very start? Then turn off the TV. What fun it can be when you play a game from Atari. Have you played Atari today?
The Atari video computer system hooks up easily to any TV. Then a flick of the switch turns your TV into a playground and your family room into a family room. Atari offers more home video games than anyone, including the most popular ones like Missile Command, Space Invaders, Asteroids, and the newest ones like Super Breakout, Pac-Man, and Defender. They're made only by Atari, and you can only play them on a video game system from Atari.
Have you played Atari today?
Available at Ad-Rays Mart Incorporated in Van Nuys and at Video Expo of America in Pasadena.
Charlie Hough worked 4 1/3, gives up 5 runs on 8 hits. He struck out 3. He walked 2, gave up 3 home runs, and hit a batter. And gives way to Tom Hinkie, who will be pitching here to Don Baylor, who has struck out and was the man who was hit by a pitch. 2 runs home in this inning on a leadoff walk to Carew, and then Lynn's 21st home run of the year. The only one of the 6 home runs hit today that had a man on when it was stroked. had 16 hits against. Hinkie from the belt. Baylor hits it to third. Stein with it. Throws to second for one. Throw to first. Double play. Stein with a do-or-die play, and the ball came up into his glove, and he starts a 5-4-3 double play. 5-4-3 on the DP, and that takes the Angels out of the inning. But they get two on 2 hits in the inning. They leave no one, and after 5 innings of play, they're back on top. The Angels 5 and Texas 4.
Back in the days when ladies were walking around in hobble skirts and Gibson girl blouses, the state of California chartered a new kind of financial institution, a special place for the working man and the farmer to borrow and save. These institutions were called thrifts. Today, California's thrift and loan companies are the state's fastest-growing financial centers, and one of the largest thrifts in California is Avco Thrift. We offer specialized lending services to borrowers, and for savers, the interest rates paid by Avco Thrift are generally higher than banks or savings and loans. For example, a passbook account at Avco Thrift pays 8.5% compared to the 5.25% or 5.5% you get at banks or S&Ls, because our heritage is rooted in giving a good deal to the average person. So if you want a better break, come see us. Avco Thrift. We'll make the most of what you've got. Available to residents of California only.
Thank you. Dave Goltz back to the mound with the lead, and now he leads it 5-4. He will be working here to Larry Parrish, Pete O'Brien, and Jim Sundberg in the Texas 6th. The Angels taking the lead on the 2-run home run by Fred Lynn. We understand that we're also now being joined by our fans and friends in Kansas City, keeping track of what's going on. Their ball game is over. Kansas City rallied with 2 in the 8th. They beat Oakland 5-4 to stay alive, and the Angels have to win it here today if they're going to win it outright, or tomorrow, as far as that goes. But they need a win to do it. A strike in at the knees. Fastball from Goltz to Parrish. Parrish has hit a home run, and he's grounded out. 1 out of 2. Goltz came on to retire the final man in the 2nd inning. Has worked since that time. They've touched him for a run. A swing and a miss on a good fastball down and in. 0-2 on Larry Parrish. Parrish to be followed by the rookie Pete O'Brien, who's also homered, and Jim Sundberg, who is also homered. Goltz getting the sign from Bob Boone. Parrish settling himself. And the big right-hander goes to the wide. Fastball misses down too low for a ball. 1-2. Parrish with 17 home runs on the year. He has salvaged what started out as a disastrous season. 1-2 delivery, a broken bat looper over Foley's head for a base hit. A leadoff single, and the tying run is on base here in the 6th inning. And the batter will be Pete O'Brien. O'Brien homered his last time up there. A leadoff home run in the 4th inning. The Angels get the bullpen busy. 33,405 paid here this afternoon. O'Brien, a left-handed batter. Halftime score out of football as O'Brien takes a fastball outside for a ball. USC 31, Oregon 7. That's at halftime. USC 31, Oregon 7. The tying run on at first base in Parrish, and Pete O'Brien represents the go-ahead run. The pitch strike called. Fastball. Good tailing fastball in the outside corner. The count evens up at 1-1 on O'Brien. O'Brien working as the DH today. Homered into the right field seats his last time up off Goltz. David's pitch, curveball outside for a ball. 2-1. The bullpen is busy. More than likely Sanchez. 2 balls, 1 strike. O'Brien waiting. Parrish on at first. Carew holds against him. The Angels need the double play ball. The pitch. Fouled away off to the left. It'll drop down below. No chance for DeCinces. Gives chase but runs out of room. Count of 2-2 on O'Brien. Goltz has worked 3 1/3. He has given up a run on the home run. He has walked 2, and he's struck out 3. It's his ball game. Two count on O'Brien. The pitch. Struck him out. Tailing fastball. Caught that outside corner. And caught him looking. O'Brien punched out of there. And that'll bring up Jim Sundberg. And we'll tell you that Angels Baseball is brought to you by Avco Thrift. Whether you're a big investor or small saver, there's one thing you ought to know. Avco Thrift pays high rates on investments. Open a passbook account and earn 8.5% interest. Ask about our other high-paying investment plans, too. If you want a better break, call Avco Thrift. Sundberg is homered and grounded out. Right-handed batting catcher. The pitch, curveball, in for a strike as Goltz gets ahead of the hitter. Baltimore has won their game. They have beaten Milwaukee, and they've moved into a tie for the top spot in the East. And they'll play it off tomorrow. They'll go in dead even tomorrow in the finale and final game of the season. The pitch by Goltz, curveball hit to left. It'll be a base hit in front of Downing. Curveball up in the strike zone, and Sundberg has his second hit of the day. And the tying run is out of second base, and that'll bring up Pat Putnam, the first baseman. At the end of 4.5, the Dodgers lead San Francisco 10-0. That is the final nail in the Giants' coffin up there. 10-0 Dodgers leading the Giants. Doug DeCinces goes in to talk it over with Dave Goltz and maybe buy a little time. The probables tomorrow in that Milwaukee-Baltimore game, pretty good pitching matchup. Don Sutton for Milwaukee and Jim Palmer for the Baltimore club. The tying run at second base, the go-ahead run on at first. Here is Putnam up there. He singled and scored, and he's drawn a walk. Left-handed batter with some power. Goltz works to Putnam and delivers a fastball fouled away. Putnam doesn't run that well. Be a good guy to get on a double play ball if you can get him to hit it on the ground. But he can also stroke the long ball. You got to be careful with it. Putnam has not had that much playing time with the big club here. Started the season with them, went down. This is the 43rd game in which he has appeared. What's the problem over to the left side? We have timeout. And we need a towel for something or other, or a glare off something down around a camera well at the far end of the dugout. Apparently they're going to put a towel over it, and that eliminates a glare that was bothering someone. One of the tripods was glistening in the sunlight here. 0-1 count on Pat Putnam. Parrish at second base. Sundberg is on at first. 7 hits now for the Rangers. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Goltz works from the belt. The pitch. Putnam hits one high to right field. Reggie Jackson back near the track with an eye on it. He's there, makes the catch. The runner at second tags, goes to third. The runner at first holds. And they're 2 down. Putnam got under it. That'll bring up Bill Stein, the third baseman, batting with 2 out. And the tying run at third base. He is grounded out, and he was called out on strikes the last time up. He's 0 for 2. Goltz prepares to deliver a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Outfield about straight away for Stein. 1 home run. He was 0 for 3 last night. 0 for 2 here this afternoon. The tying run at third, 5-4. Angels lead it by 1. The pitch. Stein grounds it toward the shortstop Foley. Timmy has it, steps on the bag, and makes the play by himself at second base. And that takes care of Texas here in the 6th inning. No runs, 2 hits. They leave 2. They've stranded 4. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, the score, the Angels 5 and the Rangers 4.
Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge. America's leader in trucks is Chevrolet. And Chevy trucks are taking charge for 83 with models and features Ford doesn't even offer. Like the all-new Chevy S10 Maxi Cab pickup with 40% more cargo room behind the seat than Datsun's extended cab. Chevy trucks are taking charge with available V6 power you can't get from Ford Ranger or the imported trucks. taking charge with InstaTrack, the revolutionary new four-wheel drive system available on SN that lets you shift from freewheeling two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive high and back at any speed. Chevy trucks are taking charge with diesel power, now offered for the first time ever in standard-size vans. See your Chevy dealer today. America's sales leader in trucks is Chevrolet. Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge.
In the bottom of the sixth inning, Tom Henke will be facing Bobby Grich. In the bottom three in the Angel batting order, Grich, then Foley, and Boone. Up out of there, Charlie worked 4 1/3, charged with 5 runs, 8 hits, struck out 3, walked 2, hit a batter, and was touched for 3 home runs. One of those by Bobby Grich to lead things off in the second inning. That put the Angels back at a tie, 3-3. The home run, only the 5th hit that Bobby Grich had had all season long against Texas. This has been a tough club for him. And the other baseball, we'll bring you up to date on that. Tell you again that Baltimore has beaten Milwaukee 11-3 and moved back into a tie for the top spot in the American League East going into the final game tomorrow, and the winner wins the East. Baltimore won it 11-3. Bobby Grich leading it off here against Tom Henke. The big right-handers. First pitch, swung on and missed. Breaking ball, looked like it went after the slider and didn't get it. Cleveland shut out Detroit in the first game of a doubleheader, 2-0, and the nightcap Detroit leads it 4-0 in the top of the 8th inning. Henke's 0-1 delivery. Slider outside for a ball. 1-1. Henke in relief of Charlie Hough. Toronto shut out Seattle 3-0. Here's the 1-1 to Grich. Ground ball to the right side. Putnam has it. He will toss to Henke covering. They make the play. 3-1 on the put-out. And that's the way things start at the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring up Tim Foli and give us time to tell you that now you can fly nonstop to Memphis and be wined and dined all the way. Republic Airlines now offers nonstop service from LAX to Memphis and treats you to chilled wine, delightful entrees, and the kind of personal attention that will spoil you for any other kind of flying. And from Memphis, Republic can take you on to Nashville, Birmingham, and 15 other cities throughout the Southeast. So fly the new nonstop way to Memphis on Republic Airlines. Believe me, nobody is going to serve you better. Foley takes a strike from Henke. Timmy's had a base hit and tapped back to the mound. 1 for 2. Strike 2 called. Fastball in the outside part of the plate. 0-2 on Tim Foley. Angels lead it 5-4. They're batting in the bottom of the 6th inning. They'd like to have some insurance. Sidearm fastball slapped away. Foul off to the right side. Henke will come right over the top, and then he'll drop down sidearm and even a little bit below sidearm and deliver the pitch to you. He's a big, gangly sort of youngster. Early in the 4th quarter, UCLA leading Colorado 27-6. Foley breaks his bat, rolls one toward third slowly. Stein rushes in, gets it, and throws him out. 5-3 on the put-out. And getting Tim Foley and the batter to be Bob Boone. Dodgers well out in front, 7-0, top of the 5th inning. Home runs by Landreau, Say, and Socha in their game. Tonight, Atlanta and San Diego play down in San Diego. All the other action at night as well. The only other afternoon game saw the Cubs beat St. Louis 8-4 in a race that has been settled for a week. Boone takes the slider on the outside corner for a strike. Bob today has had a base hit and grounded out. 1 out of 2. Henke working with 2 out. Base is empty. The big right-hander's slider catches the outside corner for strike 2. He's kept it out there to the right-handed batters. Of course, he has the advantage. The Angel hitters haven't seen that much of him. The 0-2 delivery, sidearm fastball is inside for a ball, and it's 1-2. We're in the bottom of the 6th. 5 runs on 8 hits for the Angels, 4 runs on 7 hits for Texas. Henke getting the sign from Sundberg. The 1-2 pitch to Boone. Up too high and gets away from Sundberg. Rolls back to the backstop, and the count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count on Boone. On deck, Brian Downing, the leadoff man. Henke with a long look. Now ready. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball back up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Henke, when he delivers, has a tendency to fall off to the first base side, and Boone bounced the ball right back over the center of the mound, out of the reach of the lanky right-hander and the diving second baseman Mike Richardt. So Brian Downing has a chance to bat here with a man on. Brian has doubled, walked, and popped up to second. He's 1 out of 2. Brian opened the bottom of the first inning with a double up the gap in right center and came on to score on the base hit by Carew. The Angels got 2 in the first. Texas came right back and got 3 in the second on a pair of home runs and a base hit. Here's the pitch to Brian. Breaking ball is in for a strike. 1 strike count on Brian Downing with 28 home runs. He was 1 out of 4 last night, 1 for 2 here today. Hinkie pitches, and Downing has moved off the plate with a fastball. It's 1-1. Very good. Hello to the folks in St. Louis who have us on KMOX today. So we thank you for joining us. It is 5-4 here in California. The Angels out in front. Downing takes a strike at the knee. He's 1-2 the count. 2 out, runner at first. Tom Hinkie in relief of Charlie Hough. Bottom of the 6th inning. Hinkie leans in to get the sign. The big right-hander comes to the belt. The 1-2 pitch. Sidearm breaking ball hit toward the first baseman Putnam on a soft line for out number 3. Downing lines out softly to Putnam. No runs. A base hit. A man left. The Angels have stranded 5, and after 6 innings of play, the score. The Angels 5 and the Rangers 4.
Today, we're at a Chevron station, and we're going to get all the details on the Atlas tire sale. There are 2 tires in front of me now. Excuse me, are you an Atlas 12 tire?
Yes, sir, an all-season radio.
I see. And you?
Same thing. Chevron's best tire.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, the sale at participating Chevron stations. Let me get this right. Buy 1 and get 50% off the second tire?
You got it. Buy him and I'm 50% cheaper.
No, buy him and get 50% off me. Boys, don't fight. You're both great tires for good or bad weather.
Hot or cold,
we grip the road. And you've got a smooth ride and roll easy for good fuel economy.
You bet. Atlas 12s help save gas over conventional tires.
Great tires, huh? Why don't you buy us?
Him first.
Wait, I want to be the 50% off tire. Hold it, guys. You're both going on my station wagon.
We are.
I'm even going to get budget terms with my Chevron travel card.
I want to be on the right side.
Okay, I'll take the left. Buy 1 Atlas 12 all-season radio. Get 50% off the second at your Chevron station through October 15th.
We go to the top of the 7th inning. It'll be Mike Richardt, followed by George Wright, and then Wayne Tolleson. And before we go to Richard, we're going to pause for station identification. This is the Angels Radio Network.
KMPC Los Angeles.
And I'm Sammy Jackson, inviting all of you Angel fans to be with me weekday afternoons for the KMPC Hit Parade. Join us for the music and the memories right here on 710 KMPC.
We start the top half of the 7th inning. Angels on top by a score of 5-4. Dave Goltz back to the mound for another inning of work. Angels jumped out in front with a couple of runs in the first inning. The Rangers came back with 3 runs in their half of the second inning. The Angels tied it in the bottom of the second, as the first pitch is a breaking ball low and outside for ball 1. Rangers scored 1 in the 4th inning to take the lead, but then the Angels on the 2-run homer by Freddie Lynn jumped out back in front again. Next pitch, a curveball that misses low and outside, and the count is 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody out. Next pitch swung on and fouled straight back out of play, 2-1. Richardt on the afternoon, 1 for 2. Single to drive in a run in the second inning. Right-handed batter. Goltz has his sign from Boone. The 2-1 pitch is on the way, and it's low for ball 3, 3-1. Texas with 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors. The Angels have 5 runs on 9 hits, no errors. 3-1 pitch. He is swung on and popped up into shallow right field. Going back is Bobby Grich. Coming in is Reggie, and it falls in for a base hit. A leadoff single by Mike Richardt here in the top half of the 7th inning.
George Wright.
Angels baseball is brought to you by Chevy trucks in your local Chevrolet dealers who invite you to see the new Chevy S10s for 1983. They're at your Chevrolet dealers now. So Richardt picks up his second hit of the afternoon. Time is called. Out of the dugout comes manager Gene Mock. And on that play, when Richardt made the turn, and the infielders, both Carew and Bobby Grich, going out for it, with Jackson coming in from right field, Dave Goltz covered first base. And he may have twisted either an ankle or twisted something in his side. We'll have to wait and see. They're out there talking right now with home plate umpire Bill Kunkel. And they're going to make a pitching change. Goltz must have hurt himself. And so he is going to come out of the game. And the Angels are going to go to the bullpen. Who are they going to bring in? The right-hander appears to be Luis Sanchez. Of course, with the injury to Goltz, Sanchez would be given all the time in the world. They are going to make the change, and it is Luis Sanchez. Sanchez coming in, taking over for Dave Goltz. Angels baseball coming to you from the Big A here in Anaheim, where the score is Angels 5 and the Rangers 4.
First the Pac-Man eats through a maze of dots. Then the Pac-Man heads for the corner spot. Then he eats his fill of a power pill. And then all those ghosts turn blue, blue, and Pac-Man eats them all too.
Have you played Pac-Man? It's the new home video game that just about everybody is talking about. And as you'd expect, it's only from Atari. Other companies may come out with similar games, with a little creature running through a maze trying to eat or be eaten. But don't let that fool you. There's only one real Pac-Man home video game, and the only video game system that you can play Pac-Man on is an Atari.
Have you played Atari today?
Available at Maxon's Appliance and TV in Glendora and at Century Sales Company in Panorama City.
So Luis Sanchez comes in. He takes over for Dave Goltz, and as we said, will be given all the opportunity in the world to throw. While he continues to throw, we'll run down the scoreboard for you one more time. In that Oakland-Kansas City game, Royals came up with 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Beat Oakland by a score of 5-4. Tony Harmis with his 28th home run of the year. Quisenberry, Dan Quisenberry, the winner. His record is now 9-7. Underwood took the loss. His record is 10-6. Well, you have to hand it to Kansas City. They are hanging in there tough. Of course, I expect that out of the Royals. They've had a fine ball club just about every year I've watched them play. And they've put on a winning streak, and of course they play extremely well at Kansas City. And they have now beaten Oakland 3 straight times. The Royals have the best home record in all of baseball. And what about the Baltimore Orioles this afternoon? They beat the Milwaukee Brewers by a score of 11-3, and now it is down to the final game in the American League Eastern Division. Milwaukee is at Baltimore. The Orioles have beaten them 3 straight times. Final game tomorrow. Sanchez has finished his warm-up tosses. He's ready. And the first pitch is swung on and hit down to shortstop. Foley goes to second for 1. To first is not in time. George Wright, who has excellent running speed, just beat it out. And so he is on with a fielder's choice. Mike Richardt is retired, 6'4". That brings up the shortstop, Wayne Tolleson. 1 away. Angels on top, 5-4 as we go here in the top half of the 7th inning. Luis Sanchez, the third Angel pitcher being used this afternoon. There's a toss to first base, and Wright is back. Wright has 3 stolen bases on the year. Rangers don't run that much. Sensei playing in on the grass at third. Sanchez at the belt, and the pitch is high and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Tolleson on the afternoon, 0 for 3. He is grounded out to second, struck out twice. On deck is Johnny Grubb. Right-hander's 1-0 delivery is a fake bunt taken for a strike. That will even up the count at 1-1. He has something to say to home plate umpire Bill Kunkel. Doesn't care for the call. Wayne Tolleson coaching at third base for the Rangers. Tommy Helms over at first. The 1-1 pitch is low and outside, 2-1. Some of the fans do not care for the call. Charlie Hough started for the Rangers. Spent 4 1/3 innings. Forsch for the Angels. The next pitch is bunted, attempted bunt anyway. And he takes the pitch, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. It's a 1-run ball game. Angels' magic number is 1. If they win this afternoon, they will have captured the Western Division. The 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. That is the first strikeout for Sanchez. The 4th this afternoon, a fastball out over the plate. Might not have been a strike, as Tolleson went after it. That brings up Johnny Grubb, the left fielder. Sanchez, the last month or so, has been the most effective relief pitcher for the Halos. Right-hander's first pitch to Johnny Grubb is over for strike 1. Johnny Grubb batting .280. This afternoon, he's 0 for 3. He has grounded out a couple of times and popped up to second base. The 0-1 pitch, there goes the runner, swung on and missed. The throw down to second base is in time. The throw is high, but Foley made the tag on George Wright to retire the Texas Rangers in their half of the 7th inning, and the fans in the background are hollering for Boone as he throws out another runner. For Texas in their half of the 7th inning, no runs and a hit. No errors. No one left on base. And after 6.5 innings of play, it is Angels 5, Texas 4.
This was for you, for being on the job and working hard all day. So here's to you. You know there's no one else who does it quite the way you do. For all you do, this was for you. For you, Anaheim, of course, St. Louis.
We go to the Angels' half of the 7th inning, with the Angels on top by a score of 5-4. Tom Henke back to the mound for another inning of work. Sundberg with a throw down to second base. And to lead things off, it will be Rod Carew, followed by Fred Lynn and then Reggie Jackson. A crowd of 33,405 on hand. That brings the season total for the Halos at 2,745,340. That is a new American League attendance record. And, of course, they have one more game going tomorrow. It is Fan Appreciation Day at the Big A here tomorrow afternoon. Many of gifts and prizes to be given away. I hope you made your plans to join us. Always a very popular event here at the Big A. Rod Carew standing in. He's ready. And Henke's first pitch is a breaking ball that's over for strike 1. Carew on the afternoon is 1 for 2. He's driven in a run. He scored. Left-hander waiting, and the pitch is outside and high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Rod at .317, his 14th consecutive year, batting over 300. The 1-1 pitch is bunted along the third baseline. In comes Stein. He barehands it. The throw is not in time. Rodney with his second hit of the game, a leadoff single here in the 7th inning. A perfect bunt along the third baseline. Stein at third made a fine fielding play, but Carew could not catch the ball and rolled it along the line any better. Boy, does he have great control. Great bat control. He does that better than anyone else in the American League. That brings up Freddie Lynn, left-handed batter. Freddie with a 2-run homer his last time up, and the first pitch to him is low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Freddie batting .298, a chance to hit 300 in the year. Goes out there tomorrow afternoon, bangs out a few hits, has 21 home runs. He's driven in 86. Henke checks the runner, and the pitch to Lynn is low for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Now time is called as Sundberg wants to go out to talk to the right-hander. Angels have out-hit the Texas Rangers 10-8. On deck, Reggie Jackson. And starting to get in the act now. I'd like to see some excitement right now here at the Big A. Yankees 2-0 pitch to Freddie Lynn is low and outside. And it's 3-0. Freddie looking down at Preston Gomez at third, seeing whether he has the green light to hit 3-0. The right-hander at the belt, the 3-0 pitch is over for a strike. Lynn taking all the way. Now we'll see if manager Gene Mott doesn't turn Rod Carew loose at first base. Petty batting with a 3-1 count. Outfield playing him to pull. The runner does not go. The pitch is on the outside corner. Full count, 3-2. Well, he might be going now. Petty steps out of the batter's box, steps right back in. Yanke leaning in, getting the signs from Sundberg. Big right-hander is at the belt, looks to first and goes to first base. Carew is back in time. Angels on top 5-4. We're in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Right-hander, another quick toss to first. Carew is back. No changes defensively for the Rangers. Stein, Tolleson, Richardt, and Putnam around the infield with Grubb, Wright, and Parrish in the outfield. Now time is called. Carew wants to go out and smooth out the dirt right around the first base area. Freddie Lynn stepping back into the batter's box, waving the bat. Henke at the mound. There goes the runner. The pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. The throw to second is in time to complete the double play. Lynn strikes out, and Carew is retired 2-6. That is strikeout number 1 for Henke.
Reggie Jackson.
And that brings up Reggie Jackson. Well, you talk about strike 'em out, throw 'em out. That's exactly what the Rangers got. I'm sure someone in the Ranger dugout said strike him out and throw him out. Well, that's exactly what happened. So Reggie Jackson will stand in with 2 away. Reggie with 38 home runs. He hit his home run, his 38th in the first inning. A blast over the center field wall. Now Henke, working from the stretch, steps off the rubber and realizes that there's no one on. You don't think he might be a little bit nervous? Young man recently recalled from the minor leagues. Played at Tulsa this year. And the first pitch is over for strike 1. Reggie waiting. Big right-hander turns, and the 0-1 pitch on a half swing is a roller towards shortstop. In comes Stein. He boots the ball. They ruled out a base hit. Reggie on a check swing tried to hold up and hit a slow roller towards shortstop. Stein, coming over from third, tried to field it, but booted the ball. And they ruled out a base hit for Reggie. That brings up Doug DeCinces, the third baseman. Angels on top 5-4, bottom of the 7th inning. DeCinces on the afternoon, 1 for 3. Has 30 home runs in the year, driven in 97. The first pitch is a slider that's outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 away. Angels now with 11 hits. The next pitch is over for a strike, a good slider. That time, Henke came back with another slider, this one catching the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. DeCinces batting .301 as he stands in. Has 42 doubles on the year. Leads the club in that department. The right-hander's at the belt. The 1-1 pitch, sidearm fastball fouled straight back right below us. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Ready, and the pitch is a call, strike 3. DeCinces knew it. A fastball that caught the low outside corner, and that will take care of the Angels in their half of the 7th inning. No runs on 2 hits. No errors. A man is left. The Angels have stranded 6. And through 7 innings of play, Angels 5 and Texas 4.
These days, with all the interest and higher interest, it's not surprising there's more interest than ever in thrifts. Now, thrifts aren't anything new. They've been part of the California financial scene for more than 70 years, ever since the state chartered the first thrift as a place for working men and farmers to borrow and save. Today, thrifts are the fastest-growing financial institutions in California. They're open to everyone, and one of the largest thrifts in the state is Avco Thrift. We offer specialized lending services to borrowers. And for savers, Avco Thrift offers interest rates that are generally higher than those offered by banks or savings and loans. For instance, an Avco Thrift passbook account pays 8.5% compared to the 5.25% or 5.5% you get at a bank or S&L. So if you're interested in higher interest, come see us. Avco Thrift. We'll make the most of what you've got. Available to residents of California only.
We go to the top half of the 8th inning. It will be Johnny Grubb, followed by Larry Parrish, and then Pete O'Brien. As Luis Sanchez goes back to the mound, the throw down to second base. Angels now need 6 more outs, and they will have captured their second Western Division title in the 22 years that they have been in existence. The last time they won it was 1979. Our final score, UCLA has defeated Colorado by a score of 34-6. Sanchez ready, and the first pitch to Grubb is popped up foul down the left field line, curving back into the stands. Johnny Grubb 0 for 3. Started his career in the San Diego organization. Played a couple of years for the Cleveland Indians. Now time is called as a beach ball has come onto the field. Now we're ready to go. Sanchez has his sign. The 0-1 pitch, a fastball high, and the count is 1-1. Johnny Grubb, left-handed batter, good-looking hitter. 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed, chased a high fastball, and the count is 1-2. The 1-2 delivery is a slider that Boone thought he had him, but home plate umpire Bill Kunkel says it was low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Right-hander rocks, and the 2-2 pitch is swung on and pulled between first and second. Knocked down, got fielded by Grich, who throws to first in time. Oh, what a play by Bobby Grich. When Grubb first hit it, it did not appear as though Grich would get anywhere near the ball. But he made a great diving stop on the outfield grass and from his knees threw out Grubb. Move it up play. That brings up the right fielder, Larry Parrish. Sanchez ready, and the first pitch is over for strike 1. Angels Baseball is brought to you by Chevron. Now remember, when you use Chevron gasoline, your car will perform the way it was originally designed to run in the first place. Smooth and clean. The next pitch is swung on and fouled back out of play. So why don't you unleash your lead machine, try a tank full of Chevron and see. Parrish on the afternoon, 2 for 3. He hit a home run in the second inning. The 0-2 pitch is low with a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we said earlier, Parrish started the season in a slump. He really did. The first couple of months, he was having all kind of troubles, and the next pitch is low and outside, 2-2. But after the first couple of months of the season, he began to put things together. And right now has a very respectable year going. Hitting .261, 17 home runs, 62 RBIs. The next pitch is low and inside, a full count now, 3-2. Parrish has hit a couple of home runs against the Angels this year. Hit one in Texas the last trip. Has one here this afternoon. The 3-2 pitch is a call, strike 3. It just caught the corner. Parrish does not care for the call. But that is strikeout number 2 for Sanchez. And that's out number 2 here in the 8th inning. That brings up Pete O'Brien, the designated hitter, left-handed batter. And the pitch by Sanchez is low for ball 1. Infield, outfield playing straight away. The 1-0 pitch is swung on a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Angels on top, 5-4. Top half of the 8th inning. Nobody on, 2 away. Sanchez. 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. Sanchez appears to have an excellent fastball this afternoon. Young man has a strong arm. Good velocity. The 1-2 delivery is low and outside. Tried to get him with a sinker. O'Brien took it. That will even up the count at 2-2. This year at Denver, O'Brien had quite a year. Drove in 102 runs. The 2-2 pitch is swung out of his strike 3. Sanchez with his 3rd strikeout. And the Rangers go 1-2-3 in their half of the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on base. They've stranded 4. After 7.5 innings of play, the score remains Angels 5 and Texas 4.
This year, Chevrolet is going to prove that your faith in American ingenuity has not been misplaced. And we're going to prove it where it counts most, in our Chevrolet products. We are USA 1, and USA 1 is taking charge. With new high-compression electronically fuel-injected performance in the new Chevy Cavalier. Taking charge with new trucks like the new 4x4 Chevy S10 pickups and S10 Maxi Cab. Revolutionary trucks that shift from freewheeling 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive high and back at any speed. Chevrolet is taking charge with more available diesel-powered cars and trucks than anyone. Chevrolet is taking charge with Celebrity, a new generation sedan, so efficient it can cruise at 50 miles an hour on less than 12 horsepower. Chevrolet, America's sales leader, USA 1, is taking charge.
For the Angels in their half of the 8th inning. Tom Henke will be facing Don Baylor, Bobby Grich, and Tim Foli. Angels on top 5-4. They're just 3 outs away from capturing the Western Division title here in the American League. Magic number is 1. As you know by now, Kansas City has defeated Oakland 5-4 this afternoon. Kansas City coming up with 2 runs in the 8th inning to come from behind to win it. The first pitch to Baylor is rammed down the right field line. That may be extra bases. It gets by Grubb. On his way to second is Baylor. As the throw comes. Right-hander looks to second, comes to the plate with a full count, and it's swung on and missed for strike 3. Down goes Bobby Grich.
Shortstop.
That's strikeout number 3 for Henke. That brings up Timmy Foli. And before he stands in, let's pause for station identification. This is the Angels Radio Network.
And this is Robert W. Morgan on KMPC Los Angeles. And if you're a sports fan, you've come to the right place. For the best in baseball coverage all season long, keep it on the #1 sports station in the nation, 710 KMPC.
The first pitch to Foli is swung on a miss for strike 1. He comes back with the next pitch, and it is fouled back out of play. So right away, Henke has jumped out in front of Timmy, 0-2. Angels have had plenty of opportunities to score this afternoon, especially in the second inning. The 0-2 pitch to Foli is swung on and rolled along the third baseline foul. Timmy will have to go back and get another sword. He broke his bat again. Henke can be tough on right-handers. Very much impressed with him. Angels saw him on 2 other occasions, and that was in that series at Texas. Only worked in a couple of innings. But here this afternoon, the right-hander has been very, very impressive. Henke at the belt, looks to second, comes to the plate, and Foli hits the ball to first base and knocked out. And Putnam can't find it. Baylor around third. He's going to try to score. Angels lead it by a score of 6-4. They give Foli a base hit as he took the ball the other way. As Putnam could not find the handle, the ball rolled into shallow right field. Baylor scored from second, and the Angels lead it by 2 as Boone stands in. Foli, with his 56th run driven in this year, takes his lead at first base. Boone, who is 2 for 3 in the afternoon, waiting, and the first pitch is a breaking ball over for strike 1. Boone batting .257 on the year, has hammered 7 home runs. On deck, Brian Downing. A big, big run for the Halos. Right-hander looks to first, comes to the plate with the 0-1 pitch. That's looped into shallow center field. But back behind second base is Richardt, who makes the play for out number 2.
Left fielder, Brian Downing.
A soft liner behind the bag at second base retires Boone. That brings up Brian Downing, the leadoff man. Brian this afternoon, 1 for 3. He doubled and scored in the first inning, popped up to second, and has popped up to first base. The first pitch to Downing is inside with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Downing has now played 197 consecutive games without committing an error. The 1-0 pitch to Brian is high and outside, and the count is 2-0. Leads the club in hits with 173. along with Doug DeCinces. And the next pitch is high, and the count goes to 3-0. Bryan is fifth in the league in runs scored with 107 now. Has 295 total bases this year. You make that 297 now. The 3-0 pitch to Bryan is over for strike one. Three balls, one strike. Two away. Angels up by two. The 3-1 pitch is on a half swing, is fouled out of play. And Bryan will have to get another bat. He tried to hold up. What how many bats a Hinkie has broken this afternoon? That young man, I bet you he's broken 5. Yeah, I know he has Foley twice, and he has Downing once. And I'm not too sure about a couple of other guys. On deck, Rod Carew. Starting to get a little tough to hit here at the Big A. The batter's box in the shadows of the stadium. Still daylight out on the playing field. There goes the runner. The next pitch is lifted into right field. Back goes Parrish. He's on the warning track. Shades his eyes and makes the catch for the final out of the inning. For the Angels in their half of the 8th inning, they come up with 1 run on a couple of base hits. No errors. They leave 1. And after 8 innings of play, Angels 6, Texas 4.
1920. America's first radio station goes on the air. About the same time, a young pitcher tries out for the Yankees. Through his first 4 seasons, he won only 1 game. So he spent the next 4 years in the minors learning a new position. When he returned to the big leagues, he was an outfielder, and soon quite a star, setting a lifetime batting mark of .349 and a fine example of determination. Lefty O'Doul. Determination. It's a tradition in baseball. Just like determination to give you the best car care possible is a tradition at Chevron. When it comes to tune-ups, you'll find Chevron dealers who use advanced electronic equipment to fine-tune your car's engine, to help you save gas and keep your car running at its very best. So remember your Chevron dealer, because just as a determined Lefty O'Doul is part of baseball's tradition, dependable tune-ups have long been a great tradition at Chevron.
So we go to the top of the 9th inning. Angels need 3 more outs, and they will have captured the Western Division title. And in the 9th inning, Luis Sanchez will be facing Jim Sundberg, Pat Putnam, and then Bill Stein. Angels on top, 6-4. A couple of defensive changes for the Angels. Juan Beniquez in left field, Bobby Clark in right field. And the first pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. Several of the 33,405 fans on their feet here at the Big A. Sanchez, 0-1 pitch, is swung on and popped up foul off to the right. Sundberg behind in the count, 0-2. On the afternoon, Sundberg has a couple of base hits. He homered in the 2nd inning. He homered to tie the game and then singled in the 6th. He's 2 for 3. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and popped up foul behind home plate. Count remains the same, 0-2. Ken Forsch started for the Angels. He was relieved by Dave Gholtz. And now Luis Sanchez. The 0-2 pitch is inside with a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The right-hander's 1-2 delivery is swung on and hit down to third base. Fielded by DeCinces. The throw to Carew. Out number 1. DeCinces with a fine fielding play at third throws out Sundberg for out number 1. What a great year he's had playing third base this year. Now time is called, as another one of the beach balls comes out onto the playing field. Luis Sanchez has retired every batter he has faced. And the first pitch is swung on and fouled back out of play. Sanchez came into relief in the 7th inning and got George Wright on a fielder's choice and then struck out Tolleson. Retired Grubb, Parrish, and O'Brien in the 8th inning. The next pitch is swung on and missed. There's strike 2, 0-2 to Putnam. And here in the 9th inning has retired Sundberg. As the 0-2 pitch is outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Putnam is 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the 2nd inning. Sanchez 1-2 delivery is fouled back out of play. DeCinces, Foli, Grich, Carew around the infield. Beniquez now in left field for Brian Downing. Fred Lynn in center field. Bobby Clark in right field. The fans on their feet. The 1-2 pitch is popped up foul down the left field line. That will curve back into the stands. Count remains the same, 1-2. Angels won the division in 1979 and are knocking on the door to win it again here in 1982. The 1-2 pitch is taken inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Putnam batted over 300 in the minor leagues this year. Was optioned by Texas. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and pulled to Carew in 2 hops. He has it and wins the race to the bag for out number 2. The Angels need 1 more out, and they will have won the pennant, won the division, rather. Luis Sanchez has retired the 7 batters that he has faced here in relief. And the first pitch to Bill Stein is high and outside for ball 1. On the afternoon, Stein is 0 for 3. The 1-0 pitch, low and outside, ball 2. The 2-0 pitch is over for a strike. None of the fans have left the Big A. And most of them are on their feet. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and lined into the stand. Two balls and 2 strikes. And now the Rangers are down to their final strike. The fans come on their feet. The 2-2 pitch is high, and it goes to 3-2. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and line foul down the right field line, so it remains a full count of 3-2. 2 men out. Angels lead it by 2. Sanchez has he signed from Boone. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. Stein hanging in there tough. Veteran ball player that has been around for a few years. Has always hit well against the Angels. Angels need 1 more out. The 3-2 pitch is outside, ball 4. And down to first base goes Stein. And that will bring up the tying run. We're going to have a pinch hitter. Coming out of the dugout. It appears to be Lamar Johnson. Big right-handed batter.
For the Rangers, batting for Richard, number 27, Lamar Johnson.
Lamar Johnson, batting .260 on the year, has hit 7 home runs and driven in 38. Now we're going to get a pinch runner. Winthrop is going to run for Stein. As Lamar Johnson stands in, right-handed batter. Sanchez at the belt, and the first pitch is swung on, ground ball. Sanchez has it. Goes to first. The Angels win the pennant. They're in for the Western Division. As the fans come onto the field, the Angels in the middle of the diamond, and it must be somewhere between 5,000 to 10,000 fans on the playing field as Luis Sanchez grabbed the shot by Johnson and threw him out, and the Angels have won the Western Division title. They win it this afternoon by a score of 6-4. We'll be back with the totals in just a moment.
St. Louis.
Here are the totals for this afternoon's game as the fans remain on the field. There are literally thousands of them walking around the playing field, many jammed in front of the Angels dugout. And the totals this afternoon for Texas, 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They stranded 5. For the Angels, 6 runs, 13 hits, no errors. They left 7 men on base. The winning pitcher, Dave Goltz. The losing pitcher, Charlie Hough. And we hope to have some interviews in the dressing room on Angel Report. That will follow in just a moment. Well, we're in the dressing room, and our first guest, as the Angels have captured the Western Division title, the catcher, the guy that has had really a super year, Bob Boone. Booney, congratulations. You've got champagne all over you. You have to feel awfully good.
Thanks, Ronnie. Boy, it's tough doing this.
In spring training, as the season started, you had a few bumpy rides somewhere along the line, but you knew that before it was all over with, you guys have the talent. It's just a matter of time.
Well, Gene kept telling us all year the same thing, Ron, that, hey, we're going to win it, and we went through some bad periods, but it was just the same message. Hey, you're going to win it. You know, it'd be nicer to win it maybe by 15, but regardless, you're going to win it, and we really believed it, and it's been a great thrill for me, Ronnie, playing on a team like this that came out and played so hard every single day. The intensity was incredible all year long, and it's a real tribute to the professionalism on this team.
You know, one of the things that they criticized early in the season, and that was the pitching staff. They said that the California Angel staff was not that good, and yet we come down to the final week, the final few days, and what happens? The best pitching staff in the American League. They have the best ERA, and this afternoon, Luis Sanchez came in and slammed the door on the Texas Rangers.
Well, Louis got hot for us at a great time and really got the confidence and knew that he could pitch in this league. And I knew leaving spring training that we had a real fine staff and that we had the talent. And it was just a matter of us going out and executing. And, you know, I really didn't listen to all the experts, so-called, that I knew there was talent there and we just had to bring it out of them.
Booney, congratulations. I know you want to get back to some of the celebration. Nice going.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Okay, Bob Starr.
All right, thank you, Ron. Booney, nice going. Big guy. Papa Jack, how you doing? All right?
Hey, I feel super. This is the best feeling I've had in baseball. I tell you what, I feel just fantastic.
It was just your typical tooth-pulling contest, was it not?
Yes, but I'll tell you what, you have to give Texas a lot of credit. They didn't give up. We had to earn what we got today, and we came through. I tell you, it's been a long season, and these guys stuck together, and they put everything together through thick and thin, and up and down, and whatever you want to call it. And I tell you what, I'm just thrilled to death.
I tell you, we've said often when you've been in the ball game what a tremendous contribution you were, because not playing every day, knowing what your role was, being such a good guy on the ball club, good guy in the clubhouse, called upon when needed, and producing. You can't ask for any more than that. You were just as big a part of this ball game as if you went out there every day.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'll just go out there and do my job and hope everything work out for the best. We got to thank the man up above for giving me an opportunity to stay healthy and keeping most of the guys on the ball club healthy. Right now, we just hope that we just continue to play like we showed the fans today.
You got to know that you're in the lineup tomorrow.
Well, it doesn't matter to me. We got it over with now, and now we got to look forward for the playoffs. So it doesn't matter to me playing tomorrow. Hey, I'm ready at all times. Papa Jack is ready.
All right, nice going, Ron.
Okay.
Ron Jackson here. Let's talk it over with Fred Lynn now, the fellow who gets the game-winning RBI and a big blow, big shot, 2 home runs in the last 2 days. Got to take the towel and wipe yourself off a little bit. Get yourself cleaned up. This is nothing new to you. It happened back in 1975 when you were with Boston, but it is new from the standpoint of this group of people that came together so well, I think. And really, when you look back to February and March over in Casa Grande and the new faces that were added, no one had a right to suspect that you might be here where you are right now, but you had a right to give it your best shot, and it turned out that way. You deserve to be applauded, Freddie.
Well, thank you, Bob. A lot of people picked us 4th and 5th in the preseason polls, and that kind of got under our skin a little bit right from the get-go. You get a lot of good ball players here, and for somebody to say that we're going to finish in 5th place, that kind of got our dander up a little bit. We played super baseball, I thought, all season long. We had a couple bad streaks where we lost a couple ball games in a row, but we played great defense all year long, and all the hitters, picked up the club, one time or another, carried the ball club. So it was a real team effort, I thought.
Can anybody but you understand how painful it was to play with the broken ribs coming back and getting back in the lineup when it was necessary to get your bat back in there as a pinch hitter, then back on a day-to-day basis? And I know you're still feeling discomfort from time.
Well, if you've never had a broken rib, you'd probably, it's just pretty hard to tell somebody what it feels like. But for all the people that have had it, they know what I went through.
How about the pitch today?
Well, from Charlie Hough, you're only going to get one thing, a knuckleball. And I was kind of in a quandary. I went up that time because the last time up, I hit a ball good to the left side, and I didn't know whether to try to hit him to left field or swing from my butt. So I said at the last minute, I'll swing from my butt.
How do you maintain your equilibrium, so to speak? You're in a situation here, you go up 2-0, all of a sudden you see them come back, go up 3-2. You come back and tie. Then they go ahead again, and you get the feeling, well, I wonder if this is going to be the day, or are they going to force us to go out there tomorrow in a must-win situation? How do you keep yourself in the proper frame of mind and not letting yourself really get out of control?
Well, Bob, if that was the first time that would happen to us, I could see us maybe starting to think about it, but we've done that all year long. I mean, we've gotten leads and let them come back and then come back again, so it's really nothing new for us. I know that's over 40 times we've come from behind to win a ball game. That's beginning to be our trademark. I think we ought to give the team a couple runs to start off with.
Like shooting snooker, right? Freddie, nice going today. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Fred Lynn. Here's Ron Fairley, and where's Mr. Autry? There he is. Hi, John. Mr. Autry, congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Bob.
Let's keep going right on to the middle of October.
Well, that's what I hope, too. I hope we can keep right on going to the middle of October. And the guys have done a wonderful job, and I don't think you can really pick out one individual. I think they all had a part. There's 25 of them out there, and I'm very proud of all of them.
We had some shots of you on the television camera today, and you look like you might be a little bit apprehensive up there. Were you from time to time?
Well, you quote Yogi. Yogi says it ain't over till it's over. So I've been around this thing for a long time, and that's the way that I feel about you. You can never feel safe when you have a one-run lead.
Is there any feeling you have ever had that feels like this? Nothing, is it?
Well, I would say in 1979, it was something similar to this. Mr. Fairley over here smiling, and he was with me out here on top of a table, and we couldn't get up and we couldn't get down. So it's something similar, but I think probably this one means more than that one did in 1979.
Ron? Mr. Autry, I know that you're a big baseball fan. I know you come down to the dressing room often and you kid with the players, but at the same time, I know you're awfully proud of the Anaheim fans. 2,700,000 to establish a new American League high.
Well, I am very proud of the fans, and I can say that the fans in Southern California especially are probably the greatest in the world. When you look at what the Dodgers have done this year, 2,600,000 or 2,700,000, 3 million rather, 3,700,000, and we will be probably 2,800,000. That's an awful lot of people. That probably combines at least 2 other major league clubs put together, including the ones in New York City. So I'm very, very happy with the fans and the way they've supported this club.
And standing right here is the gentleman that helped put this club together, Buzzy Bavasi.
I'm Buzzy? Proud of Buzzy, and he did a good job. It's too bad that he can't hit.
Hello. Best boss I ever had right here.
Buzzy, it's been fun. You've been through it, you know. We'll show them. We'll do it all the way, won't we, Gene?
I think we will. I hope we can.
Well, you have to win 3 and then win 4.
And then we'll be back in the saddle again.
Okay. Angel Report will continue in just a moment.
How would you like to have an Apple computer delivered to your home or office and be shown how to use it right there on the spot? That's right, baseball fans. You've heard of the famous Apple Family System. The computer designed to educate your kids, make your work easier, to help you with your home or office. When you buy an Apple from them, they'll deliver it, install it, and teach you for 1 hour how to use it. It comes with personal finance, information storage, popular games, and many more programs. So if you're ready to buy now, call 213-320-0756 or 714-750-7318. Get a pencil ready. We'll repeat the numbers. To have your Apple delivered, call Net Profit Computers at 213-320-0756 or 714-750-7318. That's 213-320-0756 or 714-750-7318.
Dressing room, and our next guest here on Angel Report, the guy that was winning pitcher this afternoon's ball game, came into a very tough situation today. Dave, congratulations. It has to be like the cherry on top for you. Here you started the year in another organization, you come to the Angels, and you've done a heck of a job. You pitched very well the second half.
Oh, it's just an all-around rewarding feeling, you know, to find yourself again, come back, pitch good, and then have the club do like they have. The club has gelled at the end. They played Super Bowl all year and finally got it together, and it's just all-around great feeling.
You know, they came in the ball game, the score was tied, and then all of a sudden, boom, you give up that home run to that young phenom. That kid hit the ball well. Put the Rangers out in front for a short period of time. He hit that ball well.
Well, that's the joy of pitching for this club. You know, they're going to come back and score runs, so if you can just keep it close, you know there's a good chance that something big is going to happen.
You know, all year long, we were just saying here a couple of minutes ago with Boone, the fact that so many people have criticized the Angels about their pitching staff, the fact that they said that they don't have a very good staff, the bullpen isn't strong, and yet, as it turns out, you end up with best ERA in the American League, and the second half of the season, guys like you, and look at the job that Luis Sanchez has done the last couple of months.
Luis has been fantastic. He's done the job every time we've called on him, and he's just thrown the ball super, and you can't ask anything more of a guy like that. The whole club together has played good, and when you get that key togetherness, that's what you end up with, a good winner.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you very much.
Dave goes, and now we're going to turn around, and Bob, you have the skipper here, Gene Mott.
It has been a long, hard struggle. It only took 161 games to settle this thing, but you had them all the way, right?
As soon as Carew caught that throw from the pitcher, I knew we had him right then.
Congratulations. We're awfully happy for you. We have talked often and at length over the course of the year about what could transpire, when it was going to happen, and so on, and we're very pleased for you, Ron and I especially, because we know what this means to you, what a struggle it has been, and what these players mean to you. I think you have expressed that to us, maybe not as much to other people, but they mean the world to you.
Well, obviously you can read how emotional I am about the thing. I feel good. I don't know how I'm going to feel when I feel great, but I feel good. My personal emotions for Gene Mott are obvious, but they rank way down the line in importance. I was not going to be able to handle it, I believe, if these players were unrewarded for the adversities that they experienced many times, and if they weren't rewarded for being able to come back time after time. I don't know if I could handle that or not. Number two...
Time after time. I've only come back for 15 years. You've come back for 25. That's more coming back than anybody else on this ball club. Right? Like I thought, patting yourself on the back a little bit.
No, man. You brought me back. I didn't come back. You brought me back.
Have a taste of that.
I'm going to before the day's over.
All right. Brian, you got a question for the skipper, your old skipper?
Gene, have you given any thought? I know it's too early, but what about tomorrow? I know there's Fan Appreciation Day. I know you're going to put the guys in the lineup that have won so that the fans can get a look at them. You're the champions, but at the same time, you have to somewhat have to prepare for the playoffs.
Well, that's going to be uppermost in my mind. I think the fans are entitled to see the players. I'm going to discuss it at length with people like Reggie and people like DeCinces who are within a shot at certain numbers that they like to put on their record. I know that what happened today is more important to them than numbers, personal numbers, but it's awful nice to say you knocked in 100 runs, and so I'll talk those things over with those guys and see how they feel about it tomorrow.
Is there a portion, as Frank Canana just came in to congratulate, nice going, Nana, is there a point during the ball game or during the season, Gene, where you thought it might have turned things around? We talked about that game up in Toronto, that 8-6 game where the Angels came back. Is there a turning point that may have just got the Angels over the hump?
I've got some red marks on several dates when they exhibited the character that goes with this club. When they had chances just to turn their tail and say, oh, what the hell, we've already won this thing, but we can't hold on to it. I've got several dates marked down in my little book that were very meaningful. They had a lot of chances, as I said, to say, man, we haven't got enough bullpen, or we haven't got this, They never quit. They'd come back the next day and just play like the intelligent, talented people they are.
You know, one of the things that I've enjoyed watching, especially on the televised games where they'd get a shot of you in the dugout from time to time, and that is after someone like DeCinces has made umpteen great play after great play, the improvement of Brian Downing in left field and the plays that Foley has made and on, and a play that Bobby Grich made today, plays like that, after a while, didn't even faze you because you began to think those might be routine plays.
Well, when you used to hit home runs for me, it didn't get me so excited because I was a leather man. I didn't know the feeling of hitting home runs, but I appreciate the defensive plays because I could play a little bit of that, and I know when there are subtle little things that happen in the infield that are not routine, that people might look at and say, oh, that's just a ground ball here, a ground ball. There are some subtleties to ground balls that people that haven't been fighting them all their life don't understand. And when Doug and Timmy and Richie, how about the play he made to his left leg? And Carew, all of them. And to see Brian Downing get comfortable in left field and play with abandon that he exhibited later in the season, that was a great source of appreciation for me and a great source of appreciation of him because I know how uncomfortable he was in the outfield prior to this year.
Nice going.
I appreciate it, Ronnie.
Okay.
Thank you, Bob.
Angel Report will continue in just...